Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
We did it!
Unbelievable.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to read what's on the bottom of the screen there. Welcome to Double Trouble Live, the exciting new horse playing live stream that the former editor of the Horse Player magazine calls the hottest live wagering show of the year. Guess who the former editor of the Horse Player magazine is? Frank Scattoni.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, if you can't promote yourself, who can you promote, right?
Why not? I mean, I think I have that book propping up the desk here. Is the desk even right now?
Well, I am Frank Scattoni. I am joined by my co-host, my partner in crime, the man who puts the capital T in the word trouble, Ciaran Thornton. What's up, my man?
Hey, we got Sunday racing at Santa Anita. Beautiful weather. Some big prices coming in the last 2 days. So if you can connect, you're getting paid on these low takeout bets.
We are getting paid indeed, and I'm just gonna get the elephant out of the room right away because a lot of our followers were hitting me up last night and they're like, "Oh my God, Ciaran is gonna be insufferable tomorrow." We didn't do a show yesterday, but Ciaran always puts out his picks. As you know, I put out my stuff, my matrix on the Santa Anita website. We are both here to support the all-turf pick 3 and the late double and the late pick 3. So Ciaran put out his all-turf pick 3 and he hit, and Frank didn't. So everyone's like, "Oh man, Ciaran, he's a blah, 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 blah." Congratulations. I know you hit yesterday.
And we were actually talking, you were joking around, but for essentially chalk, $373. I was even talking to you, I was like, when we first started talking about this, we said we were going to eventually do the all turf because we're all about the low takeouts.
Yes.
And now that we're doing streaming the show on Santa Anita's, feeds, yes. I know you've pivoted. You now do the write up for the all turf pick 3 and the pick 3, and I've done the pivot as well. I've been focusing on that as well. And I got to tell you, even the worst pays, we talked yesterday. I've allocated. I mean, I'm comfortable spending $100 to $150 on this bet and doing a lot of different tickets. And you'll kind of see that today because the pays are so great, even when it chalks.
Ciaran, I was you texted me, "Oh, I hit the turf pick." I was like, "Yeah, chalk." And I was joking around, right? Because I didn't see what it paid because I was frustrated that I didn't hit it. And you're like, and you for once you were gracious in victory. You were like, "Frank, I know it was chalky, but it paid 300 and something bucks." I almost dropped my phone. Yep. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Favorite 7-2, 2-1, or like even money or something, right? It was crazy.
And then if my one that I needed to win an NHC had won that race, that was paying, I think, $1,100, Frank. It was just
that's right. You were alive and going into the last race.
But I know
the qualifier, you would have gotten a seat, and it didn't work out. But that's how it goes.
Well, because of what I saw what some of the guys were saying on Twitter, I was like, well, they're expecting me to do something, so I had to. So here we go.
In the shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains, where champions are forged in fire and thunder, one name echoes across racing. From the claiming ranks rises a force no one saw coming, unrelenting, unbreakable, defying every odd, every rival, every doubt. This winter at Santa Anita, the impossible becomes destiny. He is Ciaran, the king of the all-turf pick 3, in the shadow of the San Gabriel.
So, yeah, the viewers asked for it.
We're not worthy.
So the viewers asked, so I had to throw that together. AI is such a wonderful tool.
Well, here you go, man, right now. Whoever wins out of us for each show gets to use that. I'm going to do one for me. that'll be our next logo for when we put out our next show. Oh my God, that is absolutely phenomenal.
I was going to save that for later, and I'll probably throw it up later. Hopefully we stay alive. I mean, I'm spreading like crazy. I got to actually add my bets here because how many minutes do we have so we don't?
Yeah, I'll start talking about that. It was a little weird, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, the studio has a new look. I think it looks a lot better because our old studio, when we upgraded, so you could see our beautiful, handsome faces in 4K, kind of wiped out everything else as an opportunity to clean things up a little bit. So a lot of Ciaran's information disappeared. So while he's doing that, I'm going to look at this. I had a feeling, man. I went back and looked. Watsonville, Mark Glatt. We talked about how Mark Glatt, when he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, he's cold. He was cold. He was hot at Del Mar over the summer. He was ice cold for 3 months, and then the start of this meet, he is hot again. I had Watsonville as like my 5th choice in the race, and from my write-up on the Santa Anita website. But when I went back and looked this morning and I was looking at stuff, I actually pivoted because we talk about pivoting, and I have a new series of bets that actually do include Watsonville. I still have Watsonville as a B, but let me throw that up there because I want people to see our bets before we talk about it because we got about 12 minutes. So let me share a screen, and let me just.
I was actually using Watsonville. He was my 3rd choice in this race. I mean, I was like. Rispoli for Glatt, on Lasix for 80K. First race since October. You know, we know Glatt off the bench does great. But then I did have a question mark. Rispoli is the rider. I'm assuming he's still the rider, correct? Because he was listed on the AE scratched anyway. So
yeah, so you don't have to worry about that.
Which one was his top one, but they scratched it anyway.
Real quick, take a screenshot of this. It's also posted in the comments section if you're following us on YouTube. Ciaran and I always put our picks in there. His might come up in a little bit. But take a screenshot of. You got it? Okay. Take a screenshot. I'm not going to talk nitty-gritty, Ciaran, because we say this isn't a handicapping show. This is a wagering show. So let me talk about my strategy here, my approach. If you follow my matrix, you can see my A, Bs, and Cs and the horses I like in order of preference. So my first ticket here, all my A's. I don't usually like to spend that much money. I'm a little more targeted with my A's, but I could have made Queen Maxima a single A, but I decided the rail draw was a little tricky, and I might want to try to beat her with a couple of horses. We'll talk about that in a second. So AAA, $81. Then I came back and I totally spread it because I think this race is very difficult. I used my A's and my B's. I did single Queen Maxima on these tickets because these are my second choices, and then 5, 6, 7 in the last, and then I came back again, and I ended up again with the 1. I threw that 1 in there with my A's, Watsonville, because I knew the horse was going to take money, single, then to my 2 alternates in the last. So that's kind of my general strategy. Do you have something to show yet, or are you still?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let me stop sharing mine, and Ciaran, put yours up.
I was kind of the same. I actually ended up. Just because, it's taken a few days, but I like what I'm seeing, so I'm starting to do some spread tickets and playing different combinations. So this is what I ended up coming up with. My chalk ticket is, I'm usually not a fan of the South American horses, but I thought, if things chalk out, I went, a $9. So, spreading a little bit more. You want to hit that combo 3 times. Correct.
If it pays light, at least you have it 3 times. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, this thing I don't need to do. This was something I was going to do with the 11 scratch. So I had something ready for that one. But I do have a couple of horses. I thought in this race, when I was looking at it, I really liked the Glad horse, the number 8. But in the next leg of this sequence, race 8, I know Queen Maxima on the hill looks really dominant on paper, but we've seen a couple of those dominant chalks go down. So I actually thought the number 8 on the outside, Rispoli for Glatt, was going to be one that I liked a single. And then every one of my bets is going to go through 2 horses in the last leg, Frank, the 6 and the 7. I'm hoping I'm going to get prices. So I'm taking a swing and if I hit, I'm going to get paid, and if I don't, you know, I have a chance for some good money.
You know what, Ciaran? I'm so happy to hear that because I'm with you. I'm 5, 6, 7 in the last. Both of us are against the 8, who I think is going to get hammered.
Yes.
The morning line 2-1 favorite, the Saddler horse, Yakuza or whatever. I think that horse is going to get hammered, and both of us are skeptical about that horse. So
Right.
I think we're looking at very good value if we can get alive to the nightcap and beat that 8.
So that's essentially. I mean, Maxima. Any other post draw that would have been great.
Single, yeah, total single.
But one I thought was really sneaky was in that leg, in the second leg of this all turf, was the Mike Smith horse. You know, Mike Smith on the downhill, doesn't matter where he is, and he's riding that Egyptian Mao, who he won on last time. And if you've got a chance to go back and look at the last race replay, he won on the hill on the 3 post because Mike rode the horse perfect, and then crossing on the dirt went out, and then, you know, ran them all down. And I can't tell you how many times that's the kind of horse Mike Smith will win on, you know?
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that horse because I was like, when I was doing these races, I'm going, this is odd. I mean, Neil Drysdale, Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. He's not had many starters the last couple of years. And then I'm looking at today's card, and he's got like 5 horses in. And I'm going, ooh, this is interesting. And I liked all of them. Well, guess who won a race earlier on the card? Who won the lid lifter? Neil Drysdale at 6-1. When these trainers point, they get their barn going at the same time, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we talk about spotting trends and how you want to get on them before they're actually a trend. There you go. I think Neil Drysdale could have a big day. Ciaran, they're on the track. We still got about 9 minutes. Let me just run through the comments real quick. Always like to welcome the DTL crew. Texas, Terry Marconi, welcome to Sunday service with Pastor Frank Scatoni and the chief gambling operator of Double Trouble Live, Ciaran Thornton. All right. Hey, Jeff, thank you for joining us. Welcome Sunday night, Sunday afternoon for us out here. Scurvy 2, thank you. He's laughing already. I think he liked the King Ciaran Thornton.
Well, I'll show it later when we get even more viewers before I go down in flames. But Shannon, she heard me laughing, and she's like, what are you doing for the show? I've never heard you with your giddy laugh as I was putting it together. And then I sent it to her, and she's like, yeah, you cannot talk smack about Frank giving you smack talk.
Thank you. Yeah. When things are going good for Ciaran, he is the king of smack talk. But God forbid he loses to me. The dude's miserable and a grouch.
Yeah,
actually, we got funny. We'll talk about that if we have a little bit of time. We got a little funny. That last time when we did the Thursday show at Santa Anita, you and I were joking about how, remember, you almost threw your monitor that day, and we really got into it. And in the comments that we didn't see, Cat 8 My Form was like, oh my God, the one show I miss all the drama. And Terry was like, you guys have to go back and do like a behind the scenes. So I got a couple of things queued up if we have enough time, but I thought that was really funny.
We're on for what, 5 hours today? How many? 5 races?
Not that much, but someone else on X also mentioned, because when he was saying how you were going to be insufferable or whatever, and he said something that meant so much to me. I don't know if you saw it, but he was just like, you guys give each other so much stuff, so much CRAP. He goes, sometimes it's brutal, but I wouldn't miss it for the world, because that's what friends do, especially horse players, especially competitors. In the heat of the moment, like we're spending our money. Like, you losing money if you lose, it's frustrating.
And when you go down in flames, you want to go down in flames with your buddy. You don't want your buddy going, especially when he beats you.
That's you.
If
I lose and my buddy wins, I might be upset with myself, but I can congratulate him. I don't like. Oh,
no, this is usually me.
All right. First year. Watsonville 3-1 favorite. That really, really concerns me.
We should actually look. What do we look? We should look at some will pays and see like who's going to be the favorite in the next leg and see if this is a legit.
Well, no. Let's see who's the favorite now in the will pay. The reason I ended up putting Watsonville on my tickets for the show is because I looked at Optics EQ's imputed odds for this race, and Watsonville was the 3-1 favorite. So Watsonville's taking money. Is he the favorite in the will pay?
Will pay right now. Number 1 is paying 48. Number 7 is paying 54. Actually, in the will pay, number 3 is the favorite.
Yeah, I'm looking at optics right now, 3.17.
And I actually, I modified the bet. If you go back and look at it, where I added the 3 with, I kept it kind of tight with the 3 because I was like, well, this one could win, but if I start adding it with all my other combinations, it's going to get really expensive. So I have a $3 ticket just with 3, with 8-2, with 6-7, just because I thought it might be a sneaky one. Shipping in from Kentucky, but the horse was 3-2 from 8 races here. So, I mean, it's not like it's not raced here before.
I ended up using the 3 on my backup saver ticket. The horse was not part of my prime ticket. I had a hard time with this race because I didn't really love anyone. I bet Watsonville a few times. I expected Watsonville to run really, really good in that second race in July at Del Mar in the Wicker, and he was awful. He was awful. Then he came back and he ran another blah race. So I was a little discouraged, but then I saw the horse was taking money in the double from race 5 into race 6, so I ended up using the horse. But my A's, just so people know who my A's are, 6, 7, 10. So most of my action are going through 6, 7, 10. But I'll tell you right now, Ciaran, I don't love any of them.
If I was forced to single in this race, I guess who my single would be. I mean, if it was a different jockey, I would have had a ticket singling it. Spycatcher, the other Glatt.
Yeah,
But I just wish there was another jockey, not to diss him, but I was hoping Glatt would have put his main guy on that horse, and then I really would have pressed it a lot more. But I mean,
Glatt does use Lascano, but it's usually on his B team,
Yeah, but I thought everything's set up for that one, and I was going through. I mean, I'm trying to pull up my notes here, what I said.
That horse fires every time, and I mean, that horse ran second in the Hollywood Derby as a 3-year-old before the horse.
I'll say for you guys who like exotics, Spycatcher, the number 8, 12 straight races in the trifecta. An absolute horse. If you're doing those exactas and tries, that is a must-use. 12 straight races in the try. And sometimes we see that eventually they get to win. You know what I mean? And it's not when you think they're going to win.
Well, let me put it out to the DTL crew because what do we have? 5 minutes or so? 1 minute. Who do you guys like? Who are you rooting for? Put your plays up there. Dracula, 3 furlongs, race 6, number 4. Number 4 that's Sadler and Aramillo. Aramillo's on fire. Not one that I came up with. Racing downwind. Good afternoon, gents. Same to you. Let's put your picks out. We can talk about a lot of fun stuff in between because we're going to have a dirt race before we get to the late pick 3. Any thoughts, Ciaran, here? Let's see, going in the will pays, the pick 3. The 3 is the favorite in the double in the will pay, like we said, which surprises me. But the 7 is the favorite in the pick 3. So,
into the next race, the horses I had in order in the next race were 3, 4, 1, 2. I like No Cap with Rispoli. Then we've got the 4, Tiago for Peterson. They're 2 for 2 on price horses.
That's who I like. The
trainer stats are off the page. Like Turf to Dirt, like the next race, he's 37%. And then Genesco is another kind of horse that Smith would win on. Sharp works off the bend, and I thought it's worth using in some bets and will pays. And I was thinking I actually have a double going, a Mike Smith double from. I'm going to go with the 2 into the 2 is essentially going to be my Mike Smith double.
All right, Ciaran, they're about to go off. I got a new graphic here, just so people, if they join the show and don't hear us talking.
Oh, there we go.
Well, we talked about Watsonville the whole segment. We said Glatt was getting hot.
And the money flew off Watsonville and onto Genius Jimmy. So that's actually a great start. I mean, I'm alive on my spread ticket, so I'm happy with that result. That's my big ticket I'm alive on.
Yeah, we'll look up the result in a second. Oh my God, I had Henry Adams as one of my A's. That would have been fantastic. Came flying late at 26-1. I am so glad I pivoted. Before we look at who has what, I looked before race 5 into race 6. I do what we always do on the show, Ciaran. I looked at the favorite in race 5, and I looked at the double probables to see who was taking the money. The favorite in race 5 to Watsonville was the favorite. I said Watsonville is live.
Oh.
We talked about Glatt heating up. We talked about following the money. So I ended up pivoting and using that horse on my backup tickets because, it wasn't my A. But we'll look at that. But put yours up first, and let's see what you're alive to.
I'm alive to if my stuff comes out. I'm looking really good. This was my spread ticket that I made it out of alive on. So
yeah, put your play up.
I'm really happy with this. So I'm alive now with everything in the next leg and my 2 horses in the third. So
let's see. You're alive on one ticket to the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Yep. To the 6, 7 in the nightcap. Okay. Okay, take yours down. Let me put mine up. Because, remember, we always use the late pick 3 and the double together. Like we strategize the way we're playing our bets. We could do the same thing with the all turf because if you get out, if you get out of the middle leg, then we have options to cover other horses in the nightcap.
If I'm looking good into that last leg, Frank, I might pivot on my doubles and
yes,
just to put your horses in or something I didn't see because I've already got mine covered on this turf one, and we already know the turf one's paying well.
Okay, so if you look at what I did, unfortunately, I am only alive to Queen Maxima in the next leg.
Frank,
because I didn't have Watsonville as an A, so I played Watsonville as a B with my A's going forward. So I'm alive to the 1, and then the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the last 4, 5.
Yeah, but that's not a bad horse to be single, and you've got extra coverage, and you can pivot now on the next leg. I mean, I got out of my spread one, and if it chalks out, I mean, we got 9-2. So the fact that the money went up with that, I mean, how low was Watsonville was down to what? 3-1, 5-2 for a brief moment, ended up going up 9-2. So we always talk about when you get a decent price on the first leg, that's great.
Yeah, that's funny. So the money was hidden. We had to follow the money on that. I didn't realize the horse drifted that much. So here's the funny thing, Ciaran. You have good coverage in the Queen Maxima race, and you're tight in the nightcap.
Correct.
I'm flip-flopped. I have Queen Maxima singled, and I've got good coverage in the last race. So it'll be interesting to see how we play our doubles if we are alive into that last race. So in other words, you might want to use my horses that you don't have.
But I mean, in that last race, I really wanted to make the Rispoli Phil horse a single, that Irish debut horse that's dropping. But then I ended up throwing in the 7, Essential Lady. You know who may end up blowing up the ticket was the debut horse for Baffert putting bays on. I was like,
yeah.
1 for
what
24.
Do you think of that? Is that sneaky, or is that like?
I didn't know if it was sneaky or toss away because he didn't put his main guys on. And this horse cost $375,000. But then you've got Baffert's debut on turf. He's 1 for 24, and I think the ROI was negative $1.72. So you bet $2, you lose like 90% of your money doing that with him. And then I thought the favorite in that one, the 8 Urac, JJ for Sadler, who's ice cold. I mean, Bullet works. Barrios hops on, but we've kind of talked about it. JJ has gone a little off right now, and Sadler's off. So I thought it was, if there was a chalk I wanted to try and beat, it was that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about the last race?
Yeah, the last race, yeah.
That's to me, Ciaran, that was the key to the whole sequence, because that horse is 2-1 on the morning line. I would be shocked if that horse didn't go off at 7-5. That debut race on paper looks phenomenal. Almost won going long on turf at first asking, which is almost impossible. Everyone is going to gravitate to that horse, and both you and I are lukewarm on the horse. I like three others.
And I thought, if I go down in flames and don't win today, I'm going down by betting money to win big. And I thought, hey, if we can beat that horse in the last leg, Frank, and connect, we're looking at some nice pays, I think.
See, I love your optimism, Ciaran, because I'm going to say, first we got to get alive to that last race.
Well,
you have a lot more coverage in the Queen Maxima race than I do. You have a better chance of getting alive than I do.
Even on that race, when I was looking at it, I was like, man, there was a time when I would have handicapped that race and went, oh, Queen Maxima? Yeah, I don't care what post. Yeah, single. But now, after seeing what I've seen, and a couple of times I've gone down in flames with obviously the best horse just getting hammered, into the rail or whatever, because that one on that rail, if there was 6 horses in that downhill race, I would have upgraded the horse. But 9 horses, when you start going out 7, 8, and 9, that just makes the world of difference when they sweep for home out there.
Yeah, you're making a great point, because if you remember, one of the things early on, it might have been the very first show we did when the meet started. Anmer Hall was odds on down the hill, breaking from the rail.
And
he got put into the rail, and Frezu broke his foot, and the horse had to get pulled up, and that horse was like 3-5, and both of us said, let's beat him. It was like a 12-horse field, and the horse was taking all the money. So crazy things can happen. It is a weird course. You don't want to be at the rail, but if you do want to, one horse who could win from the rail is Queen Maxima.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I'm going to look and see who's on the horse. JJ's on too. So that was another mild negative for me. Believe it or not, if Mike Smith was on that horse, I would have absolutely singled that horse. Crazy as it is, because I can't tell you the amount of money I've made on Mike Smith on favorites and long shots. He just had that thing. He knows on the inside, you're going to see him sweeping on the outside, to win is what I'm hoping.
I'm going to tell you to hold that Mike Smith thought for a second. I know we joke about how we do so many hours of talking that sometimes we repeat ourselves and tell the same story. I want you to tell the Mike Smith story, because we have a lot of new followers now that we're on the Santa Anita platform. But before you do that, let me just roll through the comments real quick. Dracula 3 Furlongs, I think this is your first time watching the show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your participation. If you get a chance, tell us who those silks are. Those are pretty sharp. I like that. The green with the big star in the middle. Thank you for coming on the show, Jeff. They're off. Thank you, Jeff. We always need a reminder, because Ciaran and I do like to talk. Racing Downwind 139, you are alive. Congrats, my friend. I love that our international audience shows up on the Santa Anita Sunday days. I don't know what that means, but I hope you were successful. We need a translator, man. Can we get a little box at the bottom that has closed caption translation, something for us? Happy Sunday, guys. But yeah, everybody, you guys can also talk amongst yourselves in the chat. So back to Mike Smith, Ciaran, because you have a very storied relationship with Mike Smith.
And my dad as well. Like if I needed Mike to win on Flightline for massive stacks of money, somehow he would run second on it. He used to always tell my dad was the same. Mike always second Smith. Or on the other end of the spectrum was, if I just needed the favorite to win, Mike would swoop in on a 20-1 horse and kill me. So we were at the Eddie Logan suite.
Or if you needed him on an odds-on, like Flightline, like you said, he would lose and run second.
We were hanging out at the Eddie Logan suite, like we all do when we're gambling up at Santa Anita. We'd all had a few, and Frank goes, "Hey, I want you to introduce you to someone." So I turn around and I already have the hand out, and I'm shaking the hand, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's Mike Smith." And Frank is just giggling, in the background. So we ended up talking all night long, had a blast.
He's a great guy.
Next day, oh no, absolutely. Next day in a contest, and I had $50 left, and it was a hillside race, and Mike was on a 20-1 shot, and I was like, you know what? I never would have done this, and I did a $50 double. It was a Mike double, and I ended up coming second in that contest just because. So then a couple of months later, we went out to for the Breeders' Cup, and we actually Tom had hooked it up. We got to go on a farm tour, so we got to see some, Mike's big horse out there, and we were about ready to roll in. They're like, "There's a special guest coming," and I was like, "Well, who is it?" We're like, "We got to wait," and it was Mike Smith rolling in, and I was like, "That's okay. I know Mike now."
Go back to it. Never find it.
Cool. Congratulations. Mike Smith got the monkey off your back. I have a funny story like that about Pat Day. I've told on this show a couple of times. When Pete and I were first starting out, Pat Day was you had Mike Smith, we had Pat Day. Whenever we needed Pat Day, never won for us. Whenever we needed to get a winner for big stacks, Pat Day would come from the clouds and beat us. They did a dunk shank for charity. And Pat Day was gracious enough to participate.
Oh.
First shot. Rocket. I was like so prepared for this. I was practicing all week, getting my arm back in my old Little League shape. Rocket, boom, bullseye. Pat Smith went down. We all laughed. We all had a good time. He was a great sport about it. From that day forward, we were simpatico. If I needed him, he'd win. If I didn't want him to beat me, he wouldn't. So very similar story. So I was a little distracted there because Terry came out with the translation, and I think this means who won, if I'm right. Well, the one, Watsonville, ended up winning in that race. But let's talk about the upcoming races. And Ciaran, I didn't really pay much attention to this dirt race, so if you have something to say.
I figured we were on, so I handicapped all the way through. I figured
I knew you would because you're going to bet it.
I'm betting it, yes. So I ended up my rankings for this race were 3, 4, 1, 2. No cap, but I mean we're not getting a whole lot of value. But how do you bet against Rispoli right now? But I'd rather him save his winning ways till the last race. But
yeah. And you know what? I'm actually glad that we're on early because now we can actually look at the double pays from this leg going into the start of the late pick 3.
Yeah, so we could look at, let's see what 4 is paying into the next race. 4 into 1 is paying $8, Frank. And the next lowest price is the 8 at $32. Like 4 is probably going to be 1 to 5. Just looking at what these pool numbers are paying.
4 in the first leg.
4 in this race, into 8 or into 1 in the next leg. So right now we've got our Moonlight as the current favorite, and into the 1 in the next race is paying. It's paying $8. So if you do the chalk, you're getting $8 with Queen Maxima in the next.
Yeah, anyone taking sneaky money other than Queen Maxima, let's say
the one that I thought who was going to be the favorite in the next leg is Nave Bell, that Rispoli horse, the number 8. That's the next lowest pay at $32.
You thought she would be favored over Queen Maxima?
I did, just because of I felt Rispoli was heating up and he's already won a couple. And again, it was me downgrading the jockey and the post on Queen Maxima.
Right, that's you though, but the public's not going to do that.
No, the public's not. But I thought maybe people are going to start seeing that trend as well. I thought maybe today, Rispoli's on.
You're giving people way too much credit. That's why we do this show, because we like to dig deep and actually do the work.
Well,
no, I don't think the level of detail doesn't go into that with the general player. I'm not knocking the general player. Don't get me wrong, but I think you're overthinking it. I mean, Queen Maxima is 100% going to be the favorite. I don't see any world in which she's not.
I guess favorite to me. I think Nave Bell.
You mean from a value? You're talking more from a value perspective.
Yeah, I went Rispoli for Glatt. First time Hill, which would probably be a downgrade for a lot of people, but they're dropping in class. And I said, should go off as the favorite just based on cold jockey and bad post for Queen Maxima. And then in Capitals, I was like, great post is what I thought. Like, great post.
Yeah, for Navy Bell. And Glatt's heating up. I went back and tried to figure out ways to use Navy Bell only because of the Glatt thing and the post thing. My problem with Navy Bell is that I'm not sure she wants any part of 6.5. But when Glatt's heating up, you have to pay attention. What about Spicy Bug? I like Spicy Bug a little bit too.
I saw you went on Spicy Bug, and I looked a lot of times, and I was like, I see it, and it's tricky, but I liked some other ones more. So I was like, I'm going to end up making my ticket too expensive. So, I mean, I talked about how I went on number 2, the other Mike Smith horse, but the sneaky one I thought was number 3, Princess Mocha, with DeMoro, has won 2 in a row, one of them being on the hill. I mean, the one negative for that one is the last race, the horse won from the 9 post and it goes inside. So that was a mile downgrade. But I liked Miss Lizzie, because we've been talking about how
he likes everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, look at my ticket. It was a spread one. I'm hoping for chaos, but you know what's happened on the hill this season, Frank? Every time I single on the hill on a chalk, the chalk goes down, and when I spread, the chalk wins. So you're looking good on your ticket, because
it's not because you spread, but it's not that you like. It's not that you like everyone. It's actually that you don't like anyone. That's why you're using everybody.
and there was enough reasons for them. Like, for example, Miss Lizzie, Jara for O'Neill are winning everything under the sun. Good post. Yeah. The horse actually likes the hill. 7 races on the hill, 2, 3, and 1. And this is the first time this jockey's on. And then we talked a little bit earlier, a sneaky one, Rosie Jeeks at the number 7, Drysdale. Very cold, but you talked about how he's starting to heat up. And most people probably missed the fact that this is actually a Chad Brown horse shipping in and going to this trainer. And people might have overlooked that.
This is why I love Ciaran, because he doesn't let anybody else handicap. He wants to be the chief gambling officer and the handicap. Scurvy Tooth asks about Spicy Bug, and then Ciaran talks about every horse that he likes. Well, let me tell you about Spicy Bug, because Spicy Bug is an A for me. Spicy Bug easily won a ratings handicap over this course 2 back. So toss her try in the Matriarch, where she was overmatched. She might be overmatched in here against Queen Maxima, but she loves Santa Anita, and she should be fit cutting back after that mile race. My A's were 1, 4, and 7, but because I didn't have Watsonville as an A, I had Watsonville as a B. I am only alive to Queen Maxima, who was my top A in the race. So I like what you said, Ciaran. When you spread, the chalk wins. So I'm sitting
That's
good.
What I'm saying. You're probably looking good. And when we looked at Race Lens, when they give our percentage chance of winning, they've got it's actually short. They've only got Queen Maxima at 49.5%. Usually with those kind of numbers, that'd be one where you'd see it like 60%. And then
I would want to see it a lot shorter, like a lot shorter odds, more likely winner.
And then the number 2 they have is the number 2. The Mike Smith horse is number 2. And then my Navy Bell that I thought looked really good is in 3rd place.
Well, let's talk very briefly about this race, because Dracula 3 Furlong says race 7, number 1, win place, Armando Aguiar. This shared future, are you using this horse in your doubles or anything going forward?
I had it. Yeah, I had my notes on that one where top power, 7 race at Santa Anita, 2, 2, and 2. But I did say it's a trifecta horse that rarely wins. I mean, it's great for underneaths, but
she's a cool horse, right? 7-year-old mare. She's earned $318,000. Shows up every time. I think the rail is going to be very tough for her at 6.5. She's a little bit of a grinder, cutting back from mile races. She might be a little too far back. I don't think today's her day. She was 3-1 on the morning line. Is she taking any money on the tote? Let's see. And again, this is not to talk off anybody. If you like the horse, you like the horse. But when people bring up horses, Ciaran and I like to tell our opinion and be honest about it. So that was not one that I saw. Ciaran, you mentioned Jensko number 2 and number 4, Our Moonlight. I am not playing this race, but if I did, those would be the horses I'd be building my tickets around.
Yeah, my notes were Mike Smith, big price double, see what the Will Pays are playing. So let's see what 2 into Queen Maxima is paying. So 2 into the 1 is paying $68. And the Mike Smith double is paying $161. That's for $2. That's not too shabby at all.
Who is the current? Yeah, I was surprised that No Cap was made the morning line favorite over Our Moonlight. And based on the imputed double odds, like it's not even close. They have Our Moonlight at like 9-5 and No Cap at almost 4-1. So, I mean, I really like number 4, Moonlight here. Let me look at the action in the next leg going forward. I know you looked at the probables. Yeah, the imputed odds into the next race, which will start the $3 late pick 3. They got Queen Maxima at odds on.
Oh,
looking
absolutely.
at 4 to 5 there. Anyone? Let me see the sneaky money.
I'm looking
now
at the
he's
pick.
holding steady at 6. The 2 horse who you mentioned.
Yeah, the pick 3, the will pay in here, $82 for the 4, and then it starts going up. 1 is 167. So, yeah, this horse was getting, and then the pick 4, the 4 is 154. The 1 is 189. So number 1 is the one that got a lot of the money on the other bets. On the pick 4, not on the pick 3.
So, but going into the next race, I'm just trying to see who's taking sneaky money in the Maxima race. It's the 1 who Queen Maxima, the 2 Egyptian Mao, and then the 3rd choice in the imputed double is your one, Navy Bell, the 8.
Yep.
So the 8 is absolutely live going into the next race, and so is that 2 Egyptian Mao. So it's funny, Ciaran. I mean, on paper, you sniffed out the 2 sneaky horses who are taking the money in the pools. So they're both live, I think.
Yes.
All right. Onofre, welcome. Kimmy the Kid, Scatoni, my sister's watching. She's in the house. Thanks for joining, Kim. Nice to see you. What else do people have cooking here? Looks like Dracula 3 is going to play an exacta box. 1 and the 4. Okay. You're going to get some value there, right? Because the 1 is 5 to 1. Yeah, this is interesting. Ciaran.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I'm looking at some of the will pays here. If I just toss this 4 and use my other horse.
Wasn't the 4 your top pick?
Yeah, but I'm looking to get better pays because I would have to hammer it. I mean, the 3 was actually my top pick, Frank, not the 4. I went 3.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
So I'm looking at.
I don't like the 3.
Let's upgrade now. Double upgrade. How much?
See, this is the brutal friendly commentary you get.
So 3.
Play the track with your buddies.
If I go 3 into 1, 2, and 8, and the lowest I'm getting is $19 for $2.
You want to look at the tries? We got the try tool
For this race? All right.
if you want. I'm just asking. I'm not playing this race.
I don't think the odds are enough where I'd get paid doing that, Frank, on this one. I'd rather just spend $30 probably doing a double.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think I may end up going. I'm probably going to do a $5 double. Let me see.
While you're doing that, I'll welcome Bluff Master Hara. I think you might be a first-time commentator. Well, thank you for joining us. Santa Anita Race 10, the 8. We talked a little bit about that horse. On paper, that horse looks phenomenal. That is a John Sadler horse. Debuted going long on turf and almost won. Ran a really, really good race. That is not an easy thing to do for a first-time starter. Seemingly, Ciaran and I would have been all over that horse, but we're not. And we could talk about some reasons, when we get closer to the race. But the horse is 2 to 1 on the morning line. I think the horse is probably going to go off at 6 to 5. So there's not going to be any value, in my opinion. And I was a little concerned that they decided to sprint the horse after debuting the horse going a mile and having that horse take so much time off. So I almost wonder if it's a prep race for something next time, whereas a couple of horses that Ciaran and I like are sprinters. They are sprinters, and they look like they are in a form cycle where they can improve. But again, like I said, we are not here to talk anyone off. We are just here to give our honest opinion. I always say we're grown adults. We're adults here. We're grown men and women. We make our own decisions when it comes to spending our money. Ciaran, you got something for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a $5 double, 2-3 with 1-2-8. It's gonna cost me $30. And then I'm gonna do a $5 double because the chalks are always my nemesis. 4 with 8-2-7.
All right. I apologize. I'm going to ask you to repeat it because I'm going to put it up so we know who to root for. So just give me 1 second.
Here, I'll just put it in the comments. How's that? Make it easy.
Yeah, that's what yeah. If you have it, go ahead.
Yeah. I make
And
sure
put it up on the board,
right.
on the studio screen. There you go. I'm sitting this race out. I am only using this race for information going forward.
Well, that's like me in the contest. I'm like, I'm going to sit all these races out, and the races I sit out, bomb, 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 and then I come back in the next contest. All right, I'm not going to sit out the race. Chalk, chalk, chalk.
Ciaran, I've never seen you sit out a race. I don't know what you're talking about.
I did on the Breeders'
Chief Gambling Officer.
I actually didn't. I bet every race. That's right.
You do bet every race. Yeah. This is why
I bet every race. Yes.
Look. I want you to change. You know how you could put a little headline now in the new studio? I think mine says co-host of Double Trouble Live.
Okay, when I jump
I
out.
want you to put CGO, Chief Gambling Officer Ciaran Thornton. I'm sorry, I cut your screen. Put your vet back up there.
Hang on, there it is. Just to have some interest, and I handicapped the race because we were on here, so I may as well. I'm hoping the Mike Smith double comes to fruition, and I mean it was paying. And to be honest, if we weren't doing the show, Frank, and I might have fired a win bet on the 3 here, but especially seeing as we've passed the cutoff point, I thought 9-2 and 5-1 on the number 1 is pretty good as well. Maybe I should have done a bet with the 1.
Well, let's look at the odds board now. Like you said, we have the 2.
1 with 1 is 19. 1 with 8 is 107, and 1 with 2 is 90. Those are great pays if we can beat the chalk. Although, what's going to end up happening? I'm going to go back and go, I hit the winner of this race, and then I'm going to go, I spent $90 to win $91.
Yeah, that happens a lot with you.
Well, $1 profit.
Real quick, I'm gonna boot your thing again. Jay, welcome, Jay. Nice of you to join us. I avoid races like this. 4 horses off for over 120 days. I have the 1, 3, and 5 as being better than the 4, but the 4 is getting all the money. Pass. I love that comment. We don't have to bet every race.
Nope.
You do not try to put a square peg in a round hole. I love your discipline. I love your analysis. This race obviously does not fit the criteria of a race where you want to get involved in. So thank you for sharing that comment.
This is the first time in a while, if it doesn't change. So the win money on the 4 is 43,000 and the place money is 55. We're almost at my 8-1 number. Actually, I think we're right at the 8-1 number right now as a legit, my dad's theory.
Yeah, why don't you explain to first-time listeners what that is again?
When we used to go to the OTB, we had some old-timers, and they would believe a chalk if the chalk's win money was at least 8 times the place money. And that meant they really felt comfortable in that chalk. We don't see it too often. It's now 10 times, Frank. This is the first time I've seen this in a while.
So they're betting this horse like, place is not an option. This horse is either going to win or finish up the board.
And the 4 into the 1 in the next race, Frank, is paying $4 now.
Whoa!
That's for $2, not for $1, for $2.
2-1.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to get 4 to 5 to a 3 to 5, so that might actually be value.
Yes.
In a contest, somebody might whack that.
No. I mean, we know guys who do that, and that's what this would be one. Looking at that money where guys would be going, all right, I'm going all in on this ticket for the win.
Yeah, build your bankroll, and if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yep.
You'll live to fight another day. But if you're right, you double your bankroll, right? And you're in a much better position.
Options.
Okay, they're getting to the gate. Santa Anita is using a lot of drone shots, and the track is just so beautiful. My God. It is just one of the most majestic places on earth. I call it God's racetrack. The San Gabriel Mountains in the background.
And they can never, I believe they can never build on those mountains, Frank. So we're always going to have that view.
as long as the track's around.
No, well, I mean, isn't that all? That's all protected.
It is. It's a historic. Yeah, I believe it's a historic property, which is amazing.
Well, no, even the views though, the mountains around there are all national
protected.
park. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think
So
it's ever going to go away.
Dan H is going to go 4 with 1-3, and then 1-3 with 1-3-4. Thank you for joining us again, Dan. I know it's a big football day for a lot of people, so we appreciate you coming on with us. I'm going to put Ciaran's bet back up as they get into the gate. Oh, I might have to bump you, though, because
All right.
they're off.
KK's still on fire.
Yeah. Well, talk about that. You're a big jockey guy.
And Phil is starting to heat up now as well. That's something to pay attention to. The season's rolled around. The horses are, ready to roll again.
Well, I'm going to give Jay the MVP of the show so far because, look, nobody even talked about the 7 here. Not a race he wanted to bet. I was not interested in betting, but I was interested in using the information to formulate, an opinion into the next race. So Dan actually, he didn't use the 7 either, but then he said he ended up canceling. He didn't like the probables. So
this was an interesting horse, Frank. They shipped it in. Phil shipped it in from Oaklawn Park.
Let me look at the form here.
Hasn't raced. I mean, nothing on the form would have had me even look at this shipper in. But hey, look what happened. And then, I mean, you know what we might have looked at? The horse cost $550,000. Hasn't really done anything. And back on, who knows? Right placement.
It's a 5-year-old mare. I mean, I don't know. So I'm so smart that I'm gonna say, Jay, your birthday, January 17th. Am I right? I'm channeling. Yeah, it's hard to come up with a horse like this. I was with Jay. I didn't really like the race. There's no rule that says you have to bet every race. Just bet more money in the races where you have an opinion. Right?
So Queen Maxima, what do you think, Frank? 1-5? Actually, let's see what
I'm going to say 3-5. I don't think it should be that short because of the rail, like we talked about. I don't know. You think Navy Bell's going to be favored?
7 into the 1 was paying $46. The next closest was the 5 at 40. So, oh wait, no, I'm looking at that wrong. 7 into 1, 46. 7 into, wow. The next closest was 2, the Mike Smith horse, paying $295, Frank. Then the third choice was the 8 at $359, and then it starts going up.
Okay.
So that tells me, I mean, when you see a long shot like that come in, and some of the sneaky horses we thought are getting a little bit. I mean, it's still a big pay, but it looks like it's 1-8-2 of the horses in this next leg.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's what I mentioned that earlier with the imputed odds. Let me look at the updated ones. Yeah, that's what I said. Remember, Ken, I said the 2 and the 8. Your 2 sneaky horses that on paper were also the ones taking the sneaky money. But Queen Maxima, they have the imputed odds at 1 to 2, 50 cents on the dollar. Navy Bell drifted up to 9 to 1, and Egyptian Mao drifted up to 10 to 1, just based on the money that came in on Queen Maxima. But the imputed odds on optics, it is the 1, the 8, and the 2. Nobody else is even close. I think the next one is Spicy Bug at 17. So very, very interesting. But you know what, Ciaran? You joke about how when you spread the favorite wins, every time I single an odds-on horse, what could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what could go wrong. The horse has to break from the rail down the hill and doesn't win.
So you know what I think is going to happen, Frank?
What?
My long shot and Queen Maxima are going to dead heat.
No, I was going to say your long shot's going to win and you're going to whiff in the last leg.
That's true. That could happen as well. It's happened many times.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Well, here, so we got a bunch of new people in here. So I spent many seconds building this video earlier, so I got to totally throw that up for the other people.
Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's pretend we're starting the show all over again, because it is now the start of the late pick 3. So here we go. This is what we did at the top of the hour for people who are just joining us for our traditional $3 pick 3, late $3 pick 3 plus. We want to remind folks that this is why we're here.
Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
All right. So then I had to throw this up because I actually hit the all turf yesterday, and before I go down,
look at him smiling. He's so pleased with himself. Look at him. Oh, I'm winning. I'm happy, Ciaran, now.
It was so ridiculously funny to myself, but as the wife says many times, only I laugh at my own jokes because no one else will. But
Gabriel Mountains, where champions are forged in fire and thunder. One name echoes across racing. From the claiming ranks rises a force no one saw coming. Unrelenting, unbreakable, defying every odd, every rival, every doubt. This winter at Santa Anita, the impossible becomes destiny. He is Ciaran, the king of the all-turf pick 3. In the shadow.
Because I learned my lesson before. When I line up my jokes for a show, somehow you come back and blow them up and I can't use them. So I was like, I'm going to take every advantage on this show. I'm 1 in a row. So there we go.
I like that. I really do. It's really fun. I'm going to have to make one for me, like I said. So we'll have a little running gag where if you do better than me on one show, you get to play your promo.
Oh my goodness, Frank. So they were 1 to 9 on Queen Maxima. The first flood of money came in. 89,000 to win, 4,000 to place on Queen Maxima. That's a lot of money flew in that one. Flew in.
And it's only, it's still a long ways to go. We got 19 minutes. But here, Jeff, it's killing me even the second time. I heard Terry cackling in the other room. She laughs at your jokes. She's one of the few who laughs at your jokes there, Ciaran. But Dan, you missed it because we were talking about how Ciaran's got the smirk. He's happy. He's winning. And remember we talked about when he was losing, he couldn't. I was on fire, and he was so frustrated because he would be running second to the horses I liked. And I called him a grump and a grouch and da-da-da. And when we were talking about that on the show the other day, and I didn't realize that you, Terry, and Cat Ate My Form had a little conversation going on. And we were talking about how me and Ciaran got into it, and then we were going back and forth. And Cat Ate My Form, you had, I guess I went back and looked at the chat, and you said you had to mediate. And you did. You had to talk us off the cliff, you and Terry. And then Cat Ate My Form goes, what? The one show I miss all the drama? So we're going to have to do a little behind the scenes of the real horse players of Arcadia.
Here's
Blah,
behind
blah,
the scenes.
blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Or no, actually, this one's better. Hang on, where is it? I know I have a better one. There it is. Gibberish.
You know what? I actually believe you don't even listen to me. That's what I sound like to you in your head. When I talk, that's what you hear. I'm like the adults in Peanuts.
That's the next one I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna upload a no comment sound. No comment. All right, what are we doing here? Well, I guess we should see who Queen Maxima is alive.
Yeah, let's start looking at get some serious. First, you know what? Before we do that, Ciaran, let's put up our picks for people who haven't seen, so they could take screenshots. Why don't you put up your screen first? Let me hide this so they can see.
Well, I think I'm essentially alive to everyone in my all turf, but let's have a look. See.
Well, yeah, the all turf, but I'm talking about the start of the pick three.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we don't think we even shared how pick three plays yet.
I had all of mine on there, so
I did too, but I mean we didn't even discuss. So you go first.
So I mean, I talked earlier how I thought 8 was my my sneaky one here. So I've got a really my pick 3 is I'm hoping Rispoli does the business. I really like the 9 in the next leg and my 2 horses in the last. So I took a swing at $30 because I figured if this hits, it'll pay really, really nice. And then a little bit of spread in the next leg. And then, I went chalk. Well, chalk in this leg, Queen Maxima. And I still thought I would get a price. We'll have to look at the will pays with the 9 in the next race. And then my 6, as you can see, I'm all about the 6-7. Not anything to do with the meme, but I'm all about the 6-7 into the last race.
$2 $30 pick 3. Is that right?
Yep.
2 times 3 is 6 times 3. Is that math right? $60?
Yeah, it's 1 times 1 times 2 is 2 times $30 is $60. Yeah.
No, times 3, $60. It's a $3 bet.
Yeah.
That's it. You're fired as the CGO.
Yep, I'm fired.
Gambling officer. See, I got to proofread his stuff. So it would be 3 times 2 is 6 times 3. No, sorry. Yeah, 3 times 2 is 6 times 3 is 18. So that would be $30 bet would be like $1 million.
I
did let me
bet.
show mine while you're doing that.
Right. I know you're a writer and not math. It's really easy. You do 30 times 2. It's not a $3 bet. You don't multiply the 3 by the 30. It's 30 times 2 is $60. Do you want me to take a screenshot of the bet I did that shows you that it costs $60?
A $3 pick 3, single 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So that's $6.
Times 10 is $60.
But you're doing a $30 bet. Right? What am I missing?
Hang on. Let me show it again, Frank, so I can walk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So which one are you looking at? Right here. $30 pick 3, 8 with 9 with 6-7. 30 times 2 is $60, Frank. You got to take the 3 out of the equation. If it was just a $3 pick 3, it'd be 1 times 1 times 2 is 6. It would be a $6 bet. I'm doing that pick 3 times. 10 times 3 is 60.
You're doing it 10 times?
Yes. That's why it's 30. 3 times 10 is $30. Make sense now?
Yes. No. I'm going to put it in my ADW and say, let's see.
But
I'm sure you're right, but that's funny. Well, talk about that because a lot of people just do the minimum, right? They don't even think about it.
I thought it was one. I really like, certain horses, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to fire away. I really like, if the rail is going to compromise Queen Maxima, and I'm right about the last 2 legs, I'm going to get paid very, very well on that one. But I also have coverage with Queen Maxima, if the horse really is the second coming. But I thought in the next leg, which I found a really anything could happen race. So I was like, I can't go too deep, and it might be one of these races where people who are going to hit this pick 3 are going to go single maxima all in the next leg and then be tight in the last leg and get paid well. And I thought about it for a time, but I figured this is the way I'm going to take the shot at this one.
Well, you know what, Ciaran? I'm very proud of you because you have a little bit of a conviction where the 8 is the value of the race. And you're not just playing the 8 defensively, you're attacking it. I mean, you'll have it 10 times if it hits. Like that is the way to play it. I mean, yeah, you could do that with Queen Maxima, fine, but you're actually doing it with a horse who's, what is it? The horse on the board is now 11 to 1. That's but
yeah.
We'll go off that. But that is a really, really good strategy. I'll put mine up in a second. Jose Valdez, welcome, my friend. Let's go pick 3. I like the long shot in the last leg. Which long shot are you talking about? Let us know. I'll put my play up. Doug O'Neill, must consider him in every race. Who does he have in this one? Yeah, he's got Miss Lizzie, which Ciaran, it's one of all the horses that Ciaran is using. Racing Downwind. Glad for these classes because I remember missing second grade as I missed the $3 pick 3 math class in 8th grade. Okay, let me put mine up. All right, here we go. So I'm only alive to one in. Actually, no, I'm alive to 2. Yeah, I'm alive to 2 of my 3 all-turf pick 3s. I got the 1 with the 1 with the 5, 6, 7, the 1 with the 1 with the 4, 8. So I really need the 1 here for that. As for my late pick 3, 1, 4, 7 are my A's. That's an A line there. I don't usually like to spend that much on my A line. I want my A's to be a lot tighter, but because Ciaran, what Ciaran and I discussed about the rail with Queen Maxima, I felt it was important to make horses at a price A's as well. So that's that top line with all my A's. And then I came back and played other horses in the second and third leg tied to the single A Queen Maxima here. So that's kind of my strategy for this race.
I have a modified bet that I'm going to do, Frank, because I had some notes that if the 11 in the last race got in, I was going to do some coverage on my pick 3. And I see that the 11 did get in because we had a scratch daring pursuit.
That's with Dan Blacker, first-time starter, which is tricky. Yes.
And the reason I had upgraded that horse was Barrios rode the favorite in that race that we're both against in the last race for Sadler. Barrios hopped off that Sadler horse to ride this horse for Dan Blacker. So I thought that was a sneaky one that could blow up all my tickets. So I've got a
Where did you see that? Because I was looking to see if there was a jockey change there. I didn't see one.
Let me hang on. Let me scroll.
Emily Princess, well. Yeah, it didn't say anything about a jock change. You're right.
So in the debut, in that last race, Urek, in the debut race at Del Mar, Barrios rode that horse for Sadler.
Oh, I see. Who's riding today?
JJ's riding.
Because Barrios is on the firster.
Because Barrios went and stuck with the horse that was on the AE list. Yes, now in. And that's why I thought that is very, very sneaky. So
you know what? I'm right there with you, man. I'm gonna piggyback you. What do I want to do though?
So this is going to be my extra. I'm gonna add it down here, but it was one of those ones I did the notes. I should have looked at it before we went on the show, Frank, but I'm gonna screenshot it now. It's gonna be another $30, but as I said earlier, I'm okay spending, 100 to 150 on these pick 3s because I've seen what, even when they chalk out, they've been paying pretty damn good. So
they always pay more than the parlay.
Yes. So this is going to be my pivot here on this one. Oh, geez, let me increase the size here. Sorry. So I had this if it gets in, so he got in. So I'm going to essentially go all my horses in this leg with 9, with 11. If I wanted to be cheap, maybe I should go cheap. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I think you absolutely have to use the 11 on a ticket in the last race.
So in the middle leg, the 9 is a single for you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking. Well, I don't think I have the 9. That's O'Neill Jaramillo, right?
Yeah, and I thought what most people, I think you actually wrote a note about it, Frank. That's a filly against the boys.
Yeah. That's
But
why I
they're
was
going-
against the horse. Yeah.
But they're going a mile, Frank. Did you happen to notice the weight break? In 5 pounds light, 117 over 122 going a mile.
Yeah, that's typical for fillies.
But-
Yeah, I don't know. That didn't sway me at all.
I don't
I
know,
don't
but
think it's a weird spot for the horse.
weird spot, but you got a hot jockey and a hot trainer right now teaming up. So I thought it was worthwhile for me. And
So-
I figured I could use a bunch of horses in that race. So I was like, well, I'm just going to be tight and I'm going to be out and trying to fire away with
No, I like it. That's why we do the show. When I did my write-up yesterday for the Matrix, I wasn't planning on the 11 getting in. And it's tough for me to bet a first-time starter anyway from that. He's going to be outside,
Yes.
hooked wide. But anyway, we're talking about it, and you make an excellent point with the Berrios. He could have in my mind, he could have absolutely written that Sadler back. And
especially if that Sadler goes off, like we think it could in that race at 4 to 5. And
Right.
like,
Why would he jump off?
you're
at 4 to
hopping
5?
off a
Yeah.
sure thing for your guy Sadler. And, that's the stable
Great.
that owns, or the owner of that group is a big money guy, the Don Alberto Stadium, and he's getting on the Dan Blacker horse. So
Ciaran, that is a great point. So here's my pivot. I'm just going to stick with Queen Maxima as a single here. Use my 3 A's in the next 5, 6, 8. Do not have your 9, and then I got the 11. So that is added to my other pick 3s. So take a look there. Let's look at the tote. See if there's anything funny going on. What about? Yeah, we didn't even look at doubles into the next leg, did we?
no, not yet.
Let's do that now. While you're pulling that up, let me get to the comments real quick. Oh, we got a lot of comments to go through. How much time we got? 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So real quick, Dan H. Yes, Doug O'Neill, and especially with Aramillo, racing down Wanglat. We've got that already. Yes. Thank you, Jay. I had a little brain freeze there. It's the end of a long week for me. Thank you. Dan H. Ricky Turf Sprint and outside post number 10 in the last. Did we even talk about the 10? I don't think we did. We'll have to.
I did not even pull any notes,
Yeah.
but I mean, I always look at the Ricky horses.
McCarthy, first time
sometimes
starter.
to my detriment, I liked other ones a lot more than I didn't want to have to spread more because I'd spread a little bit. But
McCarthy's got 2 first time starters in that race. Hard to separate them. But yeah, I mean, Ricky's great. Jose Valdez, watch out. Fasten Rocksire, last race, number 6. He's looking at an upset. Yeah, the D'Amato import. I'm all about that horse. That horse is one of my A's, Jose. I'm 5, 6, 7. Ciaran is 6, 7 with his top picks in that race. Got to have faith in Rispoli. Yeah, well, Ciaran said the guy. I mean, you gotta pay attention.
He's
on fire.
He is on fire.
Interesting. See, Jay's one of us, Ciaran. He looks at the pools the same way we do. No bridge jumping. Very, very interesting. They're just expecting Queen Maxima to just roll.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you look at even the pick 3, Frank. The one's paying $90, and the next closest is the 8 at $426, and the 2 at $546. I mean, you're getting 13 to 1 on the 2 right here with Mike Smith. I mean, if you're looking to do a win show or win place or some exotics, if you can beat Queen, you're going to get paid, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can make cases for a bunch of horses. The 4, I like that. We talked about Neil Drysdale, the 7 a little bit. The problem, if Queen, like Ciaran said earlier, if Queen Maxima was breaking from the 8 or 9 hole, take your money and go home. Like, it's a cinch. But the rail creates problems. All right, my late pick 3 play 1-4, 1-4-9. All right, good luck. Just real quick, who is the 4? Did we talk about the 4 in here? Yeah, Spicy Bug. She's one of mine. And then lastly, SC3 Pete. Welcome. Look at this. Ice cold 298. Mic drop. Wow.
There we go.
That's going to pay stacks.
That will pay
All right.
stacks.
All right, Ciaran, let us go and do the probables going forward.
All right.
Who's taking money in the next leg?
All right. Double from the one into the 3 is paying 12. One into the 5 is paying 10, and one into the 9 is paying 20.
Okay, so 5. Well, how about this? Yeah, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 9, 1 in that order. Those are the ones taking the money.
5 and 3 are fighting. 5 is $10, and 3 is 11. And I don't even think I had notes on the 5 in that next leg. Let me see.
I have the 5 as single as some horses. Yeah, the Optics EQ imputed odds.
Oh,
5 is
I
3
looked
to
at that one. I mean, I've the Ciaran off angle. I've actually bet this horse. I think every race it's ran, so I'm off it today. So I probably just talked it into the winner's circle. But
You can't steal my angle. It's a Scatoni off angle. You can't steal my angle, man. But yeah, let's look at the imputed odds real quick. So the 5 is the favorite. 5 and 3, like Ciaran said, but the 5 is stronger in the imputed odds than the 1 Kilmer and then your 9. Yeah, those are the same ones. But the 3 is a little more favored, is actually significantly favored in the imputed odds over the 3. So I'm expecting the 5 to be the favorite in that leg, but not an overwhelming favorite.
no,
Maybe 3 to 1, 5 to 2 kind of thing.
I'm trying to see. Looking at some of the other ones, like 8 to the 5 is 55. Well, the 5 just got hammered even more on the double, down to $9 now, Frank. So they're going to have that 5 as probably even money, or 2 to 1 or something like that.
No, not that short. Probably about 5 to 2. The reason it's so short is because of the 1 in this leg.
Oh, let's
But
look at
that horse will be favored.
So Frank, it didn't work in the last race. This is 2 races in a row, so maybe that's a good sign for Queen Maxima to go down. 116 to win, 12K for place. So 10 times right now.
And then what about Show? Our man.
There's show jumpers on the 1, 21,000 on the show.
But no, that's not a bridge jumping.
Well, that's a lot more than we usually. Well, no, there's a lot more than we usually see. A lot of the bridge jumpers.
We would see like 80,000.
Usually only on the Baffert ones, not some.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, this horse is not going to be a bridge jumper situation unless the money flows in late, right? Like, how much money is in the show pool?
Show pool has 45,000 in it.
So half of the show pool. I mean, that is somewhat significant, but not a bridge jumping situation. That's
25K. 25K of the 45s in there. You know who's getting the money now, though, Frank? Odds aren't going to change much, but the 8 is at 18,000, second place at 8 to 1. Then we go to the number 2 at 16,000. I mean, the sneaky one off the morning line is the 2, and it's drifted up in price.
Yeah, what price is the 2? 9 to 1.
And the 8 just dropped to 7 to 1 right now.
Yeah, the 8 concerns me. Just my feeling on the 8 was that the horse, the distance, no bueno for the horse in the distance. I do not have the 8 to start my late pick 3. Maybe I should pivot real quick. No, because you know what? I'm gonna let the 8 beat me. I have the 8 in my all turf. No, I don't.
You can. It's not like, that's the beauty of us doing pick 3s and doubles. The low takes, you can just get it back on the double now if you're out.
Let me see. What can I possibly do here? Yeah, I guess I could do. No, I don't want to spend that. I don't want to spend the extra money. Forget it. I'm off. No. You know what? If the 8 wins, Ciaran, I'll be happy for you because that was your value play. And your pick 3 started. You have a $30 pick 3 started here with the 8. So unlike you, where you would throw your monitor against the wall, if my sneaky pick won, I will be happy for you if the 8 wins, but I really just need my 1 to get home. 1 to 5 shot. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, if JJ clears and doesn't get into trouble, it's usually when you're on the inside and you just get boxed in or nowhere to go and you can't swing out. So it's all going to be on his ride, I think.
But you haven't been happy with his riding of late.
No, I mean, and you know, we might see some jockeying here with Mike Smith.
Good luck, everyone. Wow, this is why I love Frank Miramati so much, because when the 1 and the 3 were on even terms at the 16th pole, it looked to me like the 3 was digging in, and Miramati was like calling the 1 like it wasn't even in doubt. He is so freaking good. I don't know, man. That guy, he knows which horse is going better and which horse has some left in reserve. I will say this, Ciaran, because I know you were going to lead in with it if I didn't jump in first. Your long shot, the 3 were really, really good.
Yeah, just if Queen wasn't in that race and didn't fire, that was going to be a big upset right there.
She wins for fun.
Yep.
I mean, those 2 were so much better than everybody else. Well, I guess the 4, I'm looking again on the big screen. 4 came in with a nice little bit of a late run. That was Spicy Bug, right? The 4.
Yeah, 4 Spicy Bug. Yes.
Yeah, who was my long shot. So yeah, good job on Princess Mocha there. What did you say, Ciaran? When you go spread?
Yeah, when I go spread, I get the chalk wins, you know. And I mean, Queen Maxima won, but didn't win by that much. And you'll say, well, it doesn't matter. The horse won, but still.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant at the 16th pole. I thought she might get tired and the 3 was digging in, but Miramati called it like it wasn't like.
He didn't sound
like they didn't even ask the horse really.
Having concern about a horse, 9 times out of 10 that horse fades.
We say that again.
When you can hear by the nuances of what he says if a chalk's going to go down. Like he'll know way early.
Oh no, he's the best. He's the only, and this is not a knock against other race callers. There's a lot of really, really good ones, but Miramati is the only guy that I trust to listen to and not watch the race myself. Like if I'm not watching the race, I know based on his call, other callers are really, really good, but I'm not confident that they're calling, seeing things that
and
I might be seeing if I'm watching it myself.
He remembers every race. Like you'll talk to him
I know.
a couple hours later and you're like, so what did you think about that race? Blah, 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 blah. Like he'll give you all this stuff and he's like, yeah, next that horse next out, if he'd done this and that, he would have won, you know what I mean? And invaluable information, let me tell you.
Speaking of Miramati, this hat here, the San Antonio Spurs hat, was a gift from Frank Miramati to Terry. He's also a really good guy. Tell the Miramatis. I know he talked about trying not to repeat stories. Yeah, we have a lot of new watchers now. Tell the Miramati story about.
I can't tell that story. I can't tell that story because this is a PG show. But yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Well, I'll tell you a slight bit. We had a horse, Arrakis racing, and didn't say it correct way. And if you really want to get under, I better not say this. I didn't say this. Frank said this. If you want to get under Frank's skin when you're playing around with him, say he mispronounced the horse's name and he'll jump down your throat.
He was saying Arrakis.
Yeah.
Arrakis.
Let's just say if I had a beep, wrong. He was like, Ciaran, beepity beep, 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 beep. But in a funny tone. You know what I mean? Like I
wasn't talking about that story. I was talking about when he was like, when you first met him, he was like,
he called me a total clown. Oh, yeah. I went on Tom Quigley's show, and I ended up, Frank denies it, but I think there was 9 races. I went 8 and 9 and had a second. But the very first race, I picked a long shot. And I know Frank was just like, there's no chance. But you can tell when he was calling the race, and, they came down the turn. I don't know what the horse's name was. He's like, and blah, blah, blah is closing. Like he could tell. And he goes later, he's like, he was like, dude, I thought you were a clown. And when I was calling, I remember when I saw the show, and he's like, you did a good job on it. But when you picked that horse, I was like, that horse has no chance. And he's like, you probably heard it when I called the race.
He's like, I thought you were a clown. And here's my take of the whole story. You are a clown. You could still be a clown and a good handicapper. They're not mutually exclusive. That is a great story. I'll tell my Miramati first time meeting story another time, because we got some interesting things cooking here, because we're both alive in the all turf. We're both, I know you like the 8 from a value play, but I know you had the 1 to start your pick 3s as well, right?
Yes, for my pick 3 now, I'm alive with the 1 for $6 into the 9 into the 6-7.
$6 or single, singling. Did they make this official yet? I'm so curious to see if your 9 is taking money. 7-2.
7-2 favorite.
All right, let's look at the will pays.
And the double will pay the
5.
Well, we saw that earlier. The 5 was getting play across the board. And
look at the pick 3 here. On the 5 is a huge favorite. 215 compared to 411.
And we always like to look at the pick 3, because when they misfire, they sometimes correct. And the pick 3 will tell us. On the pick 3, the 5 is 107, Frank. And the next closest is the 9 at 205, and then the 2 on the 7. Trailblaze. I didn't see that one on the pick 3.
Yeah, but the 5 is a massive favorite in the pick 3.
And the 2 at 215, right? Yeah, the 5 is really a dominant favorite.
Who's the 7?
Saturday.
Wow, the 7 is the one who took sneaky money.
Yes.
In both in the double and the pick 3. That must have come in late, because we were looking at it, Ciaran.
Yeah, nothing.
Not one of the ones. I said it was the 1, 3, 5, and 9 were the ones who were taking the expected money. Sneaky money came in on the 7. The 7 was not taking that much money when we were looking at it. That's interesting. Wow.
I'm trying to see.
What price is the 7 on the tote?
They're all. Now, the 5 just now started getting the money. There's hardly any money. The interesting thing, how the first flood of money, the barn money and etc. We didn't really get a whole lot of that. Just 15K came in.
This is so weird, because the 7 is 15 to 1 on the tote, but in the will pays, the 7 is one in the pick 3, 1. It's like the third choice. Wow. Very sneaky. So sneaky.
Well, let's see who the chalk right now, the early chalk. Oh, in the next race, Frank, the 5 into the 8 is $13.
Yeah, I said that's your act, the one we're trying to beat.
Yeah.
That's the Sadler horse that you said Berrios jumped off. I said that horse is going to be 6-5.
So if we can,
and that's why we got to get there and beat this thing.
Yeah, we get there, and even now, a lot of people will probably sidestep the double because they're alive with Queen Maxima.
Yeah,
so we may not see the kind of hedging and betting on this race. So if we can beat that chalk in the last leg, Frank, we probably get paid a little bit more, because they're not going to hammer as much in this double. I think
will absolutely get paid more. But here's the thing here. Of the sneaky money that we've seen in the will pays, going forward on our community ticket, I want to have the 7 in this leg.
All right, let me grab it.
Yeah, let's start taking notes. We don't have to finalize it now. But
So
based on the will pays, I think the 7 took a lot of sneaky money. And don't get me wrong, I know the horse was 4-1 on the morning line, and a lot of people use that but the smart money is there as well. So the fact that horse took so much money and is 14-1 dead on the board is very interesting.
The trainer stats are, but
yeah, he's 2%.
But gets the juice today and top last race speed in this race. And I mean, the morning line was 4-1.
All right, let me roll through the comments first because we still have plenty of time. Alfonso, where can I watch the races live? You go to the Santa Anita website.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could watch them if you don't have an ADW like ExpressBet or TV or FanDuel or whatever, you could always watch the races live on santaanita.com. I think there's like a live race day tab or something. You should be able to do it there. Please watch them there. Hop on this, follow along. Appreciate that. Let's see. So we are in race on John Alwell. Welcome. Thank you for joining. William Ochoa. Hola. Right back at you. Dan H. $5 pick 3 starting with the 1 here. And then, okay, back up with the 2. Let us know who the rest of the leg is.
Actually, Frank, I tried to get us a link, for Santa Anita.
Ciaran, let me finish with the audience.
Okay. I was replying to the last guy of watching it live.
You just want to let me finish. Hold on, stand by. 50% of the show pull on the 1. Yep, we talked about that. Saludos, welcome. There is no show without our audience, man. Let me get through. Jeremiah's great. Look, he leaves. He doesn't want to share the spotlight.
No.
He's such an egomaniac. He's such a Leo.
No, it's I forgot to mute. It's because a third of the bottle of whiskey, and I got to go say hello to the little boys' room.
Oh, well, go. You can take a break. All right, Jay, $5 double. 5 to the 8 is 14. Yeah. Okay, I'm assuming everybody is alive because of the 1, but that gives us some interesting things to do here because we can look at the doubles going forward to the horses that we have covered. And if any of those are underlays, we can top up with the horses we like best. Or if you had to skim your ticket, maybe take off a horse or 2 because of that $3 minimum, well, now you can look and maybe use that horse in the $5 double so you can get more coverage. So I was talking about the 7 taking some sneaky money. I'm going to look at the double probables. The 7 with, let me look at the horses I have in the last. My A's are 5, 6, 8. And my B's are 4, 8. So I'm just going to look. See, look, I got to go old school. Pen and paper.
That's what I'm doing too.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm pen and paper.
Oh, you're back. I didn't see you because I had without you, I had to go change screens and look at the probables. Can you do me a favor for our community ticket?
All right.
Tell me every horse you are thinking about in the last. I know you love the 6 and the 7. Anybody else we should just take notes on?
The only other horse was the one I mentioned when I did the early ticket was the one that got in the 11. So I'm all about 6, 7, 11.
Okay, you're 6, 7, 11, and let me see. I'm going to include my B's as well. We'll just price it out, Ciaran. 6, 7, 11. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Okay. I'm not saying we have to use all these horses, but
the pays are so good, Frank, that we kind of went a little bit cheap on the last show just because we felt it wasn't really worth spending. But I think this is one of these ones where if we spend 150 just looking at some of these pays, it's probably worth it.
But I mean, do you agree with me that we should consider the 7 based on the will pay money?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, if a couple of the other horses weren't in here, I mean, top last race speed we already saw where the money went on this thing, and that's where we've sniffed out some nice pays before, was looking at where, people were gambling on. I mean, just looking at the double here, yeah, 5's a dominant favorite and 3, but the 7 got a lot more money than we thought it would.
So this is interesting because you said you didn't have the 5 at all.
No.
Who are your picks? Give me in order of preference.
In this race, in order of preference, who I picked here was.
And then tell me who you're alive to in your pick 3s so we can price them out.
9 was my top pick.
Right.
4, the Papa Horse, 2 and 3.
So
and my notes for the 4 were Papa Horse, they're putting blinkers on. The horse did close well last out. This is interesting, especially with the blinkers, is why and how do you not bet a Papa Dramont?
He's winning, yeah. I mean, every one of his horses is flying.
And then, the jockey, I was like, why is this jockey on? And then I looked at the stats, and they've, in the last 2 months, 6 races, these 2 guys have teamed up. They've won 2 of them, and they've been in the money 4 of them. And for a profit. And we talk about that a lot of time. Some of these stats, like, you can get bogged down on stats, but you want to make sure that when you're betting some of these combination stats with jockeys and trainers, that they're actually making a profit on that move. Otherwise, the stats kind of.
You want to hear something hysterical, Ciaran? I just wrote down the horses that you told me about, and then I went down and wrote down my A's and B's. We are different. Now, I wrote down every horse in the race because we have different horses in here. So this is very interesting. I'm not sure what we're going to do in our community ticket. We're going to have to.
And this was one, like I even said, when I handicapped this race and when I started the show, I was like, this sequence I thought was the hardest. It could chalk out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a stand. If I get out, I get out. If I don't, I don't. But this is going to be the moneymaker leg, especially if we can, even with, the favorite, I guess my 9 is now 5-2, but he's not 5-2 on. He's not 5-2 on the will pays, if you know what I mean.
Fourth choice on the will pays, right?
Yeah. So that gives me confidence in my other bets, but.
So here's the funny thing, Ciaran. My A's are 5, 6, 8, and my B's are 1, 3. I don't think you have any of them.
No, I have one. I had the 3.
Okay. Maybe we just go all. And pick a horse in the last leg to single. But we'd have to look. Who's the favorite in the next leg?
If we did all to the 11, let's just look at that one, Frank, okay? So the 11 is paying the lowest pay doing all in this first leg into the 11 in the next leg. The lowest pay we're looking at is $349. So that's how many horses are in here? 9? No, 10. So that's $50 to get a 7-time return. If we do all,
that's like a fun save your butt, but like maybe hit a home run type of bet.
Yeah, but if you put a gun to my head, like I said, especially we've talked about it on previous shows. Sometimes, we joke about it a lot. This jockey's off this jockey, off this trainer, but it's also on the condition books and the point we are in the meet and what races are rolling up. And some of these guys go ice cold. You know who's hot right now other than Glatt?
KK.
Rispoli is hot. Phil is starting to heat up. He's, his horses are now starting to come around. So this is when you go, okay, now it's time to pivot back to these guys. So I'm all about that Rispoli Phil horse in the last race.
I'm with you. I almost think for the community ticket, I want to have a bunch of horses that I don't have in the pick 3, or that you don't have, to the horse that we like the best in that last leg. I went 5, 6, 7, but I would be more than happy to plant a flag with the 6. So we can do all of the 6.
I'm okay doing all with the 6.
Because here's my thinking, Ciaran. I'm looking at the imputed odds and the doubles on optics, and Yorak, the 8, that Sadler horse we were talking about, is 8-5. And neither one of us like the horse.
Yes, I'm all about, if that favorite wins the last leg, whatever.
Really?
I was never going to bet it, and if I did bet it, even if I bet my doubles and picks threes higher, I still wouldn't walk away with enough money where I thought this was a card that could pay exponentially more than we normally see. So if it doesn't hit, I'm okay. These are one of these days where if I don't hit, I'm great because the risk reward was so high.
And here's the other thing, it's like, even if we like the horse, we knew immediately this horse was going to be overbet and there's going to be no value. So the fact that we don't even like the horse and the horse is going to be a heavy favorite, that tells me that we have to really get involved here. And if we're wrong about it in the last leg,
whatever,
we're wrong. We were wrong. That's okay.
But the one time, when I hit that monster pick 5, it was because I tossed a favorite and I liked the favorite. You know what I mean? I had an equivalent of a Queen Maxima, and then I had a bunch of bets around a few other long shots, and that was $12,000, and it's been paying for the bets for the last month. You know what I mean? So you need those big pays every once in a while, and sometimes it's worth like striking out to possibly hit the home run.
Here's my question to you. I think we absolutely have, because we are all over the board in this race. You and I, we only like one horse the same. My question to you is, if we're doing all to the D'Amato horse in the next, because we both like that horse, well, I like 5, 6, 7, and you like 6, 7. Why wouldn't we do all to the 6 and the 7 and not do all to the 11, because we're just throwing the 11 in, right? Why don't we each pick a couple of horses that we like to the 11 in the last? My point is, I don't want to spend $50 on the 11 and the 6 when we both like the 6 so much better.
So
does that make sense?
Yeah, all into the 6, 7 right now, Frank, just for $5. For the 6, we're looking at the lowest pay is the here. First
it'll
leg.
cost us 100 total, right? 50-50?
Correct.
So what's the lowest pay?
Lowest pay is
what's 5
the 3 and the 5 are paying 3, 5, and 9 are paying $120. So we'll walk away with $20 profit. Yeah. And the second on this, if 6 wins, 6 is not going to be the price we think in the next leg, Frank.
Yeah, I figured. But here's the other thing, though. We'll walk away with more than that because we both have those horses in the pick 3.
Correct.
If we come away with that, I think we should do that for fun. We could come back and play those combinations in extra time. So let me just write all with 6, 7, and then who'd you say that 3, 5, 9 were the shortest ones? 3, 5, 9 were the shortest prices. Yes. All right. Let me see who I like here. I have.
So just to give you 3 with the 11 is $397. 5 with the 11 is $370. 9 with the 11 is $365. So Frank, we could just come back with these chalks, the 3, 5, 9 into 11, and we've got the 11 covered. And we don't have the 11.
Ciaran, can I chime in for a second? I would use the 1 here as well.
The 1.
So 1, 3, 5, because that horse is taking me 1, 3, 5, 9 to the 11.
And even the 1 with the 11 is 3, 7. I mean, Frank, if the 11 wins the last race, it might be another one where we go, you know what? So if we do 1, 3, 5, 11, that's $20.
Yep.
If we do all with 11, it's $50, and the lowest pay on that one is $360.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking about efficiency. Like, why would we do all to the 11 when we like the 6 and the 7 better? In other words, I don't want to spend the same. I mean, we could still do it. I mean, it's not good gambling theory, but we could spend $150 and potentially,
win 120.
Because right. But I mean, let me ask you this. Let's say our top picks in this race are the 1, 3, 5, 9. Would you be upset if they didn't win, but we have the all to the 6 and the 7, and we could always bet the 11 to win?
Correct. I'm okay with that. Yeah, we'll spend.
I just don't want to get. I don't want to preach bad habits. Because my point is, why would unless the 11 is a top pick for you?
It was. I mean, what did I write?
You don't like the 11 as much as the 6 and the 7, right?
No, I thought it was great, but I thought the 11 getting in would
Is interesting.
shake things up. You know what I mean? And it's all. I mean, I think when you wrote this race, I think you wrote the post is not the greatest post either, all the way out there. I mean,
all right, let me ask you this: you between the 6, 7, and 11, you could only pick one. Who do you pick?
6.
Okay. Of the 7 and the 11, you could only pick one. Who do you pick?
11.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's the quandary, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no. So this is why we're talking it out. There's no easy answer, and we don't want to preach bad habits. So that's why I'm walking it through, Ciaran. I don't want to spend the same money on a third choice as we're going to spend on our first choice. You know what I mean?
You know, when we first started this show, I was like, I'm so tight in the last race. I mean, I did do a pivot because the 11 got in. I can do a win bet on the 11. We need 6, 7 for us to get paid on everything. So let's just not hedge and do our all.
Here's what I think we should do, because for the community ticket, because we usually pick 2 in each race, whatever, I think we should do a $5 double, 1, 3, 5, 9 with 11. So let's get that in right now.
$5 double.
And I'm going to put that up on the board here.
1, 3, 5. What else? 9.
1, 3, 5, 9.
With
11.
6.
So let's start with that. Okay.
So we're just doing $5 double. 1, 3, 5, 9.
The 11's a bomb, right?
Okay. Did you want to do 6, 7 or just do the 6?
No, we're going to come back and do that separately. Hold on. 1, 3, 5, 9 with 11.
That's $20.
$20.
All right.
Why don't we just do it to the 6? Our top pick in the last.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah, let's do all, but we're going to come back and play it an extra time with the ones that are paying light. So whatever's paying like 120 or whatever, do it an extra $5 for $5. So $5 double. Because we don't have, this race is crazy.
Yeah. So you want to do all to the 6 for $5 now, correct?
We like it. He's our pick, right?
Yes, he's our pick.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's $50. Do that. And then come back and do another $5 double. What's the lowest payout?
Lowest payout from in the next leg.
No, this race to the 6.
This race to the 6, the lowest payout is 108 with the 5.
Okay, so a $5 double, 5. What's next lowest?
$5 double, 5 with the next lowest is the 9 and the 3.
So let's come back and play 5, 3, 9. $5 double, 5, 3, 9 with 6. So this way we have it twice. Does that make sense?
Yep, and it covers our. And
actually, do it with the do 1, 3, 5, 9 with the 6. 1, 3, because those are the ones we're using with the 11. It'd be stupid to not have that one.
All right.
So the 4 times 5 is $20. So this is
we did not do a bet with the 11. Remember?
No, we have 1, 3, 5, 9 with 11. That was the first one we did.
All right, I'll go back and make sure. Maybe this will be one.
That was the first one we did.
All right.
Here, right here. $5 1, 3, 5, 9 with 11.
And this, folks, is how we drive up the handle.
Yeah, I mean, they're at the gate. We just got this one under the gun. We didn't even get to see who the peeps like. Everybody, put your plays up. We'll break it down after. Because this, you know what? That was fun. This was a very difficult wagering structure exercise because neither one of us had a real opinion in this race. We basically, I mean, we have all.
And I mean, our community bets cover me because I never had the 5, and the 5 was the one I was off. And then,
yeah, and I do have the 5, but in the next leg I didn't have the 11. So you know what I mean? Like, this is why we do it. I'm going to put this up now because the 10 just got in the gate. Good luck, everyone. Let's get it home.
Boom shakalaka.
That's why we do the pivot, man. Good job. That was your pick. Dan H like that
Boom
horse too.
shakalaka. What did we end up getting on that? Oh, we went off at 4-1. That is fantastic. Very nice.
So we came back. We have it to a couple of times with the 6, and now we have it to the 11. I think that wipes me completely out of everything. I'm going to have to go back and look. But I know you like that horse, so you must be sitting pretty good.
I mean, and I'm going to put a comment up here, Frank. This is exactly why I like this horse.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
And
Jay's on fire, man.
And I mean, we talked about it earlier. You rarely, I thought, and you saw that any other race, that 5-pound weight break on that dirt late was the difference maker there.
Especially in the cheap races. It's just,
that was a difference maker there.
I was stupid. Here's the thing. I was like, Philly versus the boys. Well, O'Neill entered the horse for a reason. Maybe there wasn't a spot against the girls, and she's like, she could beat this group. So I was stupid and stubborn yesterday, but I was not stupid and stubborn today because this is why we do the show. It's a wagering show. It's a gambling show. I appreciate all the reasons why you like that horse, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. I just care that we have it on the ticket.
Yes, we do. And I mean, when we talked about the show today, I was like, I am all about later the 9 and the 6-7. Like, come on, in the last race. And then you know what, Frank?
Put your bet up again, Ciaran. Can you put your because you got to be alive for a bunch of things, right?
Yeah. It's so it's like a Rubik's Cube. Can I throw up a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, but that's good. Like, I mean,
and I thought this was a day where
on a day like today, you do not want a caveman because it would have cost you like $800. All right, here. Hold on. Let me hide that. Whoops, nope. Okay, yeah, we can still see it, right?
Oh, so I'm alive to the 11 in the last race with my pivot bet. Remember, Frank?
So hold on. Let me just start over. Let's start over. The all turf. Who won that race? I can't even remember. It was so far back.
The all turf. I can't even remember.
It was Watsonville, the one. The one.
The one. Yes, the one.
Okay. Well, that wasn't a turf race, so that doesn't count. We're looking at the low takeout, $3. So unfortunately, you're the first one. Oh man, that would have been good if you're the first leg.
Yeah,
that would be monster. So
no, I'm alive. I'm alive on this one.
I know you are. You singled the 9 to Queen Maxima twice.
No, but on the all turf, I'm alive to 6-7.
Yeah, but that was a dirt race. Yeah, we're all alive on the all turf.
Yes,
but this was the.
But on this one, yes, I'm alive to
your third line, the $6 fixed
6-7, and I'm alive to 11. I'm alive to 6-7-11.
That was your pivot pick 3, right?
Yeah, because
we talked about yes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like.
Hold on, let me write here. You're too excited. Calm down.
That's the Red Bull.
Good pick on the 9. Calm down. We got to focus because we got to make stats here. So hold on. In your pick 3, taking notes old school. In your pick 3, you are alive to the 6, 7, and 11. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I want to look. We're gonna not now, but we're gonna look and see what they pay. So hold on. That's you. Let me see. You can take that down now. I don't think I'm alive to anything except what we did in real time. So let me just look real quick.
Well, I was just looking at.
You know what? Let's also write what we're alive to in the will pays because we'll check the will pays in the all turf. So I'm alive to the 1-1. I'm alive to the 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's in the all turf. Who are you alive to in the all turf?
In the all turf, I'm alive to 6, 7, 11.
6, 7, 11. Okay. So we both have the 6. We both have the 7. You use the 11 in the all turf?
Oh, no, I did not use it in the all turf. No, I do not.
That's what I thought. Okay. So we're both alive. I'm alive to the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're alive to the. We're both alive to the 6. Okay. And I'm out of the pick 3. I'm out of the late pick 3. So let me roll through the comments real quick because we have some time, and then we're going to look at.
Oh, there's an inquiry.
What
the heck?
That horse is a million miles clear. It couldn't be. Oh, around the turn.
I don't know. I can't involve him because he went to the front. Oh, I think the inquiry is against. I don't know who it is against, to be honest.
I don't know. You keep watching. This is a good time to run through the comments because you always check out during the comments anyway. I got to go all the way back. We missed a lot of stuff because we were really doing high-level strategy there. J double 5. No, I'm sorry. I'm out too. Nice. John Owell's alive. He used your 9, Ciaran. He's got the 378. How about this? Dracula, race 9. Oh, 4. Nope. Sorry, Dracula. J 9. Yeah, that's why we went all and came back and doubled up on the low combos because no one had a really strong opinion. I mean, Ciaran had a kind of strong opinion because he singled the 9, but not with that much confidence. It was a tough race. Anyway, John, nice. You got the 6 as well. I need my executive producer, Terry, to translate this. Que le gustan en la 9. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, but we'll come back to that. Manuel, payouts to the 6. We're going to look at the will pays in a second. 1-9 for all 6. I want to just win betting less. Well, we don't know. I mean, we'll do the math because maybe the 11 is going to get hammered. I'm not sure, but that's why we do this, Jay. We will learn from this exercise because we did talk about maybe just doing a win bet on the 11, and we might. We'll see. Sorry, 1-5. I don't know. Golden Chaser. A lot of comments. Well, I feel like it was like a beautiful mind the way we were structuring those tickets there.
No change, Frank. It was evolving a horse that got DQ'd to number 8. So 9 is officially the winner.
Okay. We're going to look at the will pays. It's going to be one second. Daily Double T. I'm sorry. Sorry, James, but thank you for joining us. Looking at the 14. Yeah, look, everybody. Sorry, RDW. Everybody was all over the map in that race. 4-5, Dan. Yeah, of course, not Dan. Dan said, I didn't get a chance to put it up, Ciaran, because we were scrambling, but Dan said in the chat, the 9 is going to be clear. If the 9 gets tired, who's going to come catch her?
That weight break.
But nobody did. Exactly, the weight break.
And
he was 6 legs cleared. Like, it was amazing.
You remember, I think it might have been a couple of weeks ago, we had a show, and you actually won something, and then when I looked, I think it was at another, I can't remember where it was. And I was like, I'm always someone who looks for the edge on the weight breaks. I don't care when it's 6 furlongs or less, but at a mile and above, that weight break is the world of difference sometimes.
Well, remember, Ciaran, there was a horse getting 114.
Yes.
Everybody else was at 122. We had to go and read the footnotes to the condition.
See how they got in there. And,
to figure out
one of the ones. We weren't getting a bug boy weight break here.
No.
We had a jockey who's on fire for it when these guys, what is this, the 5th race they've won this weekend? Or since Thursday? 5th or 6th. I mean, they're on fire right now.
Yeah, everyone's talking about the inquiry. So RDW is alive to the 2, 6, 8, 9, 11. Nice, got a lot of coverage. Okay, then we got a lot of.
We didn't see too much hammering, Frank. The 6 only
dropped.
Let's
talk about this here.
The 6 dropped to $105 on the double. So not too bad. The 7 is.
Hold on, Ciaran. I got to write this down. Just give me 1 second because I want to put. Please like and subscribe. Okay. In 1 second, I want to put this little overlay here. So while we're talking, people like and subscribe, All right. What do you want to do first? The double or?
Let's start with the double and then we'll go outward.
Okay. So let me turn my page. So we have all to the 6.
And the 6 is paying $105.
We have that twice for the community.
Correct.
Okay. We went 1-3-5-9 to the 11. So we're just alive for $5 there to the 11.
The 11 is paying $3.58, Frank.
Okay. And we only have that one. So that's the community. So in the community, we're alive for 210 to the 6 and $3.58 to the 11. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Now let's look at let's start with what you're alive to. we didn't even talk about what your individual double play was. I didn't even put a double in because we were doing the community.
My double was a $30 double, 9 with 6, 7. So I've got the 6 times and the 7 6 times. The 7.
Put up your screen.
All right, hang on.
That will actually help me. Double Ciaran. You said 6 7. Hold on. This is how you win, people. You can handicap for 30 hours if you don't know how to look at the pools and structure your bets. Okay, $30 double. Wow, so you will have that 6 times, right?
Correct.
So what is the 9-6 double pay?
9-6 is 105.
So 105 times 6, correct?
Yep, 630.
And what's 6? It's 9-7?
388.
388 times 6. Woo! And your second line is done. Okay.
Yep. Now let's go and look at what the pick threes are paying.
Correct.
Frank.
Yeah. Take that down though. They want to have pretty faces. Our faces for radio.
All right. So on the pick three, the 6 is the favorite.
And hold on. Only you're alive to these. I'm out
Okay.
of this is the late pick 3, right?
Correct.
Okay, so these are your pays. 6.
126.
And I think you have them twice, right? You did $6 with these.
Correct.
I think you did $6, so that's times 2. So you bet admirably today, Ciaran.
And the 7's paying 486.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, the 11's got to be stacks.
The 11's only 328, but we'll take it.
You know what? That's kind of a good sign. That's sneaky money.
Now, I will say, Frank, so on the will pays, the 8 is only slight favorite at 124. The 6 is next at 126. I mean, we can see it here on the, the money that's coming in right now. The 6 is 2-1 now.
You're talking about the tote?
Yeah, the tote right now, yes.
Let me look at the imputed odds real quick. But while I'm doing that, can you call up the all turf probables?
Yeah,
we're both alive.
Well, I was just looking at the pick 5 just to see if we saw anything interesting there. And actually on the pick 5, Frank, the 8 is the favorite at 1287. And then the 6, the next closest is the 6 at 2244.
Okay.
The 2 actually got the Baffert horse, is not a surprise, was the third choice.
Which number is that?
The number 2. On the pick 4, the 3 is paying 311. Then it goes to the 6 at 499 and the 2 at 613. So, I mean, the money came in earlier, but let me go and tell you what the all.
Yeah, the imputed odds on the double on optics. The 6 and the 8 are basically the same. The 6 is hell alive here.
So
hell alive.
Yeah, on the all turf.
I'm alive for the 4.
4 is 517.
5.
254.
Okay, we're both alive to the 6.
115.
I expected that. That's good though. It's taking money. The 7, we're both alive.
261.
And then the 8 is just me.
$87.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
And the 11 is.
I use that horse as a backup. I was in B horse. Yeah. I don't care.
The 11 is $307.
Yeah, but we don't have that.
No.
What is the 11 in the win pool? Not even taking money. 8-1.
Yep.
Sneaky money in the multis though. Wow. Ciaran, how many times have we seen this? Everybody plans their day. They make all their bets. And then the AE sneaks in and screws everybody.
And that was you know what I mean? And then what also hurts the pool is people who put their bets in early, will use the AE. If it scratches, they get the favorite. If it gets in, they get the AE,
What? What'd you say?
Sometimes, like people doing their bets in the morning,
Yeah.
you can still bet the AE before it gets in. If it scratches, you'll go to the favorite. If it gets in, you get the little jump on some people who didn't notice it gets in before the sequences start.
Oh, you're saying if you bet early bird before the scratches come out,
Yes.
the AE is part of the wagering menu?
Yeah, and it
And
kind of
if the
helps.
horse gets scratched, you get the. I didn't know
Favorite.
that, really.
Yeah, and
Wow.
sometimes if you
Okay.
really like a favorite and you've got some risk on the other one, you'll be like, oh, okay, there we go. I'm okay with that.
Just throw the AE in. That's interesting. I never really thought about that. I'm going to go to the comments in a second. We've got 14 minutes to post. First of all, though, there's some pick six carryovers, Ciaran. The 3, the 4, the 5, the 7, and the 11. So the 11 was not played in the pick six. Interesting that the 9 and 10, who are big prices, are paying out. Those are the 2 first-time starters of Michael McCarthy. Very, very interesting. All right.
It looks like whoever has the ticket has the 8 twice and the 9 and the 6 one time. Oh, they've got the 8 and the 10 twice, Frank. Yeah.
8 and the
8's paying.
No, it looks like the 10 pays. Looks like twice. Yeah. No. Let me see. There was 108,000 in the pick six pool, and the 10 is paying 58,000. That doesn't make sense.
And the 8's paying 58,000, and then the 6 is paying half of that at 29, and the 9's paying half of that at 29.
Right. So I'm assuming the 8 and the 10 are single tickets.
Yes.
Then the 6 and the 9 are double tickets, and then the 1 3 people have, and then everybody else is screwed.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so this is.
All right.
Why don't you look at the win pool and see if there's anything sneaky going on there? Because I'm actually surprised that the 8. I think the 8's going to take a lot of late money, based on what we've seen in the doubles that going into this. But the 6 is almost on even terms, and the 6 is actual favorite in the win pool. Actually, the 6 is the favorite of the double. Well, 8 is the favorite in the pick 3. 8 is the favorite in the pick 4. I know you went over these, but now I'm looking. I can actually look at it. Yeah, right. I remember you said this. In the pick 4, the 8 is an overwhelming favorite. I'm sorry, the pick 5. 8 is an overwhelming favorite. Then you said the 6, and then the Baffert. Neither one of us even talked about the Baffert because I'm not interested in the Baffert.
I mean, we talked about it when we started the show for the All-Turf briefly, and we were like, well, if he wins, whatever. But I mean, his stats, a debut horse, the horse costs $375,000 and is debuting on turf. And Baffert is 1 of 24 on that. And his ROI, you don't see really bad ROIs for Baffert, too often. And the ROI for him on this kind of move is yikes.
Yeah.
And then he's got
you have 1 for 24 first time debuting on turf.
Debut turf, 1 for 24, ROI minus $1.71.
Yeah, and I actually did just turf sprints, and he's 1 for 16. So I mean, it's just even in a sprint, he's not that effective. But we talked about this. I remember now because we talked about Tyler Bays being up. Maybe he's being sneaky because he wants to get a price on the horse.
I don't. He probably. I mean, he would have used. I mean, Ricky's not in here. He might. If the horse was really live, he probably would have given a call to Kimura, who's on. The McCarthy horse. That's a bomb price. I mean.
But you know what? I'm happy that Bays has got him out for Baffert, right? Because we talked about
we like seeing these guys. I mean, when he gives other people a shot, but it might be a shot like, you have no chance. Prove me wrong,
Right. You know what? Absolutely. So you don't think Tyler Bays is going to ride his eyeballs out for Baffert? Absolutely.
He might. I mean, is the horse got it? I mean, it's a strange place. I mean, this horse cost a pretty penny. And then the reason I went away from it is like, well, debut horse, let's look at why is he on turf? And it was like, damn stats. No turf winners from 1 starter. I was like, eesh. The stud fee was $50K. The horse sold at auction in 2024 for $375K. So I don't know. And it's not. I mean, the works are no turf works. Some bullet works. What is this? I don't know. This one was one that if he wins, there was no way I was going to decipher it.
If she wins, she wins. Dan has a $20 daily double with your 9 from the last race to the 8 here. He likes Yorak, the one that we're against. Jay alive to the 6 and the 8. Okay, well, we're alive to the 6. We're alive to a lot of stuff. The 8 would be the worst result for us, though. 4 and 5. All right, Jay. Really, so thank you for joining us. You're really participating and giving a lot of good information to help us out. Racing downwind, pick 6 will pays 2, 6, 9, 8, 10. Okay. Jay, debuts on turf and no JJ. Yeah, I mean, we're with you. But I don't know. You just, and plus, here's something we would. Oh, actually, no. The horse has been working on synth, but that's okay because it's a turf race. It's all right.
But we actually talked about it. What I like, and it's the wrong time of the season, is when they work on that and then head down to Del Mar. Doesn't happen too often.
What are you talking about when they
on the synthetic, working out on that,
and then come down and run in a dirt race at Del Mar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably means they need one, right? That's probably the synthetic is probably more of a stamina building race, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that's a hole in my game, Ciaran. I look at the works and I try to see if there's, but it's not really a strong suit of mine.
I will say this Baffert debut horse does have the kind of works I would like to see, but 6 of 109 and 6 of 104 the last 2, but if it's really the real deal, they're usually like one, because those
are actually really good dirt works. Why didn't this horse debut on dirt?
I just can't imagine if he's like, I need something for a race that's in the second book coming out. Who knows? What they're thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be very curious to see. He might just be using this turf race as a public workout for a dirt race next time. That's the thing. It's also a little bit of an advantage that you have, Ciaran, because you've been a partner with Little Red Feather for a long time, and Phil D'Amato. And we talked about when you did Best Bets, my Del Mar show a couple of years ago. I asked you, has being an owner affected the way you actually you handicap?
Back in the day, I'd be like, why the heck are they putting the horse in this race and not another one? And you got to count a bunch of things: weather, no condition book. You got a roadmap of where you're planning to go, and you want to does this horse have the grit? Does it need get something under its wings? You know what I mean? When we had a horse, we thought it was the second coming, and anytime a horse came up next to it, in the mornings was great by itself. A horse came near it, it's like, I'm not racing anymore, so geld it. You know what I mean? It's sometimes they're like, well, let's see what works. This one I did not get. This is not a usual Baffert move, and if he wins, so be it.
Well, speaking of Phil D'Amato, we both came up.
He's heating up right now, and we've talked about it. This is the time. Del Mar ended. We've had all the weather. We've had no other race. We're back at Santa Anita. We're in January. These trainers have roadmaps for these horses going forward, and Phil is starting to heat up. Rispoli's heating up. So I was like, I felt comfortable making. And Phil, if there's a guy who does better with Irish imports, I don't know who it is. That's it.
He's made a meal out of these types of imports. He's so good. And the money showed, but it's drifting now. The horse is 7-2.
And these ones also don't end up being favorite when they race back in Ireland, or don't win. You know what I mean? They're always there close. And then, because I've read enough notes where he'll go, yeah, that horse is really going to love it out here at Santa Anita,
Well, here's the thing. And I give you a lot of guff on the show and in real life about, oh yeah, you're talking out of your butt, whatever. But you told me a couple of years ago that Naas, am I pronouncing that right? The track in Ireland?
Yep.
Keep an eye on horses coming from that track, because a lot of people don't pay attention to that, and there are good horses there. Do I remember that right?
Correct.
Well, why don't you talk about some of the Irish courses? Because
Actually, the one that you should, I'm surprised I've not seen it show up yet, but they end up sending them to the UK is Punchestown. Like we talk about, everyone thinks like the Cur. The Cur is like Del Mar and Santa Anita, and they have a beautiful stadium that one of the Shaws built for them. It's phenomenal, but they don't have the racing that they used to because they got rid of a lot of the side stuff, the concerts and all that stuff. Punchestown, you're muted, Frank.
Sorry.
Punchestown. I actually thought I'd see more horses coming there, but that's the Santa Anita now in Ireland, Punchestown.
Okay.
But I think a lot of those horses end up going
still one of the top tiers.
Yeah, but they end up going to Europe. We don't see them come out here too often, but usually if you're looking for horses coming from Ireland, it's Dundalk and Naas. Shit, it's been a while.
All right, yeah, I know. Juan wants to know who wins the 10th. If you had to pick one horse, Ciaran, who would it be?
Number 6.
Yeah, I'm with the 6 as well. I give the 5 a big shot too. We talked about this, Ciaran, because we used the 5 on one of the shows because Jeff Siegel, longtime public handicapper here in Southern California, passed away. This is the last horse he owned, and he named the horse Surfing USA after a Beach Boys song. And I think it was October 4th, 24th.
Yeah,
we really liked the horse that day.
Everything
Ran well, but didn't win.
Everything was aligned, but now that you say that, jockey change may have been the difference.
Yeah, I mean Hernandez, he hops off, but I thought that was a little sneaky because maybe you just toss that mile race. The horse doesn't want to go a mile. Now cuts back. I am alive on that horse on some of the things. John Alwell wants to know anything about the 9. First time Michael McCarthy horse. First time.
Well, you got KK on there, and KK didn't ride the other Baffert here. So if you were to upgrade, usually you got JJ and Pratt, whoever rolls in for the Baffert horses, and then Kimura's been getting, the other Baffert rides, and he's not on the Baffert, Bases. So I couldn't,
we're talking about the 9, Ciaran.
Yeah, the 9. Kimura's riding it for McCarthy, I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you.
Baffert didn't say, hey, I want you to ride this horse.
So it's a good sign that he's on that horse. Here's what I wrote on my analysis, John. Zariah, the first of 2 debut runners for McCarthy, trainer who is typically pretty patient, especially with turf horses, has some pedigree on her side. I think she might have some ability, and I expect her to run well, but not well enough to beat the horses with recent form. It's not easy to win. First of all, it's not easy to win first time out. It's even harder on the turf. I know this isn't a 2-turn turf race, but you have to have bottom to win on turf because the races are slow early and they quicken late. You want horses with experience who have that kind of fitness. I'm not saying she's not fit, but I don't know. I had the 9 and the 10 both as C's.
So Frank, the other one I'm alive to here, Essential Lady, DeMoro's on it. And how many when I was tearing it up at Del Mar, that was the guy I was riding the wave with, was DeMoro before everyone else.
Yeah. No, I was 5, 6, 7. My A's were 5, 6, 7. I had that horse in the turf.
That's why I was the king of
You were the king of it, yeah. You know why? Because there's like 40% favorites win.
Yeah.
When we went to another track where, you actually had to be a smart handicapper, you turn into a pumpkin.
But this track, so this race, Frank, 18 times, the winner has been over 5 or 5-1 or more, 6 of them. But 4 of those 6, the horse was over 10-1. And the bias for this race or for the track on this distance has been a closer. And last race, top closer in this race was the DeMoro horse, the 7, which is why I liked it. And
that horse is going to take a big step forward today. I think that horse can.
And that horse, gets the juice as well. First time Lasix. So, and Yakteen, second off the layoff, wins about 20%. So,
blah, 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 blah. You want to play your blah, blah, blah sound effect?
Let me find it. Hang on here.
Blah, blah,
Racing
blah,
down.
blah, 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 blah.
That's what it sounds like when you top
Blah,
your
blah,
top
blah,
pick.
blah,
Mrs. Frank talking right now.
RDW knows a lot about European racing and horses. The 9 sale price was 154 at Tatter Sales. I'm going to say that's pretty light when you look at the stablemate. She cost 650,000, which is interesting, but does have Australia Sprinter breeding, which is always very good. Yeah, the pedigree is absolutely there. I don't know what kind of trip is she going to get, all that stuff. Oh, look who's in, LD. They're at the gate. Palm Island backstretch, talking horse up. Cortina, look at this. We're getting a tip. We're getting a tip on the show. Mark that horse down.
Yes, indeed. I've heard a lot of chatter on that one for sure.
They didn't invite you in on that one, right? Because that's going to be a stakes horse.
I learned what I needed to learn. I mean, I think being in the business, like on the ownership side, helped my handicapping so much because you get to see. You get to experience all the ups and downs, but you also get to see the plan. You know what I mean? You're not going to win this time. You know,
right? It forces you to look more about trainer intent. They're at the gate. They're about to go off, Ciaran. So I'm going to put our little. Boom! Everybody wins.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Everybody wins, but Ciaran wins a lot more. So you get to play your promo next week too. Good job, everybody! Wow, that 9 ran really, really well. That McCarthy horse.
The journey's long, but you have won.
Oh, don't we like fun Ciaran so much better than grumpy grouch Ciaran? During his losing streak, he was like, yeah, man, we got to put our horses together because we're always so close and we never hit it. And we got to do something.
You know what it was,
we gotta win. I go, dude, I'm winning every show. What are you talking about?
I switched from cognac today, Frank. You know,
you deserve it.
I went
you
to the
only the best.
I went to the horse-themed bourbon. So Horse Soldier. I'm gonna have to drink this.
Hold that up again. I didn't see that. Hold that up. Hold it higher because you're higher. Horse. What is that?
Horse Soldier.
What's the proof? How much alcohol is in there?
I don't know.
Keep drinking it. You had a hell of a day. We're going to have to tally up the money, man. Look at this. So here, LD said, watch for the D'Amato next month. And this one was from Ireland.
Correct.
Who owned this horse? Let's say. The Benowitz. Yeah, long time.
But it's one of those things like a month ago, this horse probably would have run second or third. It's just all about the schedule and the timing. You know what I mean? Like, and when the weather's been great for them to stack things up.
Ciaran, we didn't even talk about this. That 6-1 morning line was insane.
Oh, well, we ended up going up, but we're not getting paid for it on the all turf. So all the smart money like us knew that horse should not have been that price.
Yeah, you're right. Usually that we want our top choice to have a bad morning line because people.
But we're okay. I mean, it ran like everyone knew. Like, yeah, that morning line.
Well, look, Jay breaks it down in like the most simplest terms. It pays to bet the best turf jockey in a turf race.
I mean,
we've been talking about Rispoli though, like for like the last 3 shows.
We talk about it though. When jockeys and trainers get on a win streak, you jump on it. Like we were off Glatt for the longest time. He got hot. O'Neill, remember how cold O'Neill was at Del Mar?
Oh yeah.
Like we never saw him as cold as he was, and now look, he's winning everything under the sun.
You can't lose. Who won that race? David wants to know. That was the 6, and I think the 9 ended up second running. Oh no, who 6-8? Sorry, the 8. The 8 was Yora. Oh, I had the saddle towels wrong. I thought the 9.
Oh, you know who ran big, Frank?
Am I looking at the wrong? I might be looking at the wrong.
6, 8, 11. The 11 came on, so the 11 was live.
Yeah, very live. I mean, we sniffed that out, man. That's what the show is all about.
I mean, when you're looking at, if you're handicapping yourself and you're diving a little deep, people are like, jockeys don't matter, but yeah, their agents do. And when they move from horses to horses, and when you bet a certain circuit, like we knew KK wasn't on the Baffert horse. You know what I mean? That was kind of a sign because he usually uses them.
Well, you're way better at the musical jockey thing than I am. Like you really read between the lines. It's not an easy thing to do. Same thing with the 11 with Berrios.
But sometimes you're really wrong, but
yeah,
you'll be right. When you're right, when you jump on that kind of looking at it, you'll get paid, which is the whole point.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to use it too much or over rely on it. But I think in a maiden race where a jockey jumps off a horse who has experience and has run well and goes on a first-time starter, like that's important. So when you pointed that out, we pivoted and said, okay, we have to be alive to this 11 because we didn't have it earlier in the day. So that was really good on you. He's looking at all his winnings.
All right, so Frank, I was looking to see what we got on our. So we got, I was looking at our doubles, 105, but we did it twice.
Yeah, we had it twice. That's why we did it twice.
We spent what did we spend on it? $20. We spent $40 and we won $210, Frank.
Well, no, because we came back and played. Let me see. I have it here. Here's the crew. That's a loser, but that was smart because the 11 was live.
Yes.
And we didn't have the 11. And here's the winner. All with 6 for 5, and then we came back and played it again. So we spent 70 there, and we spent $90.
Yeah. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, I mean, but the reason we didn't have to go super heavy is because we were alive to the 6 and a lot. We just basically topped up that. That was a top-up bet because we said, who do you like the best in the last race? 6. We have to. I'm going, why would we spend the same amount of money on the 11 as we would on the horse that we both like? So anyway, you hit everything, didn't you?
Yeah, my double. That was nice. Me just going, I'm either going to go home crying or hit. And the double paid $630 for $60. Not too shabby.
So it was what? You had it.
I did a $30 double, 9
right.
with 6, 7. It paid $630, $60. Yeah, 10
well,
times.
What did it pay? It paid $60, but you had it 10 times.
Correct. Oh no, it paid. Hang on. It paid.
Hold on, you're jumping the gun. Let me announce it for the crew here. So
double
did you
paid,
hit the all turf? You hit the all turf.
Correct.
Okay, let's start with the double.
The double paid.
What did the double pay for $5?
105.
Okay. So the $5 double paid 105, and you had it what, 6 times?
6 times, yeah.
Okay. The pick 3, I know you had it twice.
126.
What did the pick 3 pay?
126.60.
So that's for $3?
Correct.
So the pick 3 paid 126, and you had that twice.
Correct.
And then in the all turf, which you also hit, right?
Yep. We got
115, I think, because I hit that too.
115. Just one time, but
just one time.
What's funny is,
so you almost had a dime. This is almost a dime takeout for you, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
105 times 6, 126 times 2, and 115.
I mean, I even was like, I'm going to spend some money on the ticket today. Actually, I think this is the lowest pay we've had on the all turf so far. But
yeah, well, Queen Maxima.
We had Queen Maxima. You know what I mean? even paying that with that kind of horse, we actually should do that. Let's do the will pays like we always do.
Yeah, we'll do the parlay. Let me get that up. John, well, you know what? Thank you for joining us. So I'm glad we were able to help out. Let me, it's loading. Give me a second, Ciaran.
We didn't look and see what the pool was.
Ciaran's, he's back, guys. He's back. I had to carry the show for a while there. Oscar the Grouch.
Well, even at Del Mar, I was like, yeah. I know the losing streak is coming, which is how it is in horse racing.
Yes, but it's how you handle it. It's how you handle the losing streak.
I went like this. Where is it? Let me find it.
Now you can't lose, man. You hit. Well, we didn't hit the last two shows, but we were live for money.
Oh, we were live. We were okay. Like we were okay not winning because we were trying to get paid a little bit more.
Right. No, we did everything right, but our horse ran second. That's that's how it goes. But anyway, okay. So let's see. Hold on. Let me just take a screenshot of these numbers. It's pretty good here. I don't know what Twitter numbers. I don't know what anything means anymore, but I just appreciate everybody watching us, no matter what feed you watch it on. Okay, Ciaran. So we're doing the parlay, right?
Correct.
All right. So let me go to let AI do the heavy lifting here.
We're going to start off with the pick 3.
Calculate a $3 win parlay with. So it was like second choice, favorite.
Yep.
With horses.
No, the pick 3 was chalk, and then
Watsonville. I don't think went off favored.
Oh, you're trying to do the turf one. All right.
No. You know what? You're right. I'm in the wrong. Sorry, my mindset's wrong. So Queen Maxima was chalk. So what'd she pay?
$280, which actually for a 1 to 5 or 2 to 5 was not a crazy bet, to be honest.
Well, remember we look like the compared to the place money, the win money was like exponentially high. Anyway, 280. So then you had your Philly Broads Bend.
Bears board 1040.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then what does D'Amato pay?
$720.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Did the money come in late on the 8?
Yeah, money hammered the 8 late. The 8 ended up going up to $60K.
Okay. All right. Calculate a win parlay with $3 win parlay with horses that pay. Okay, let's go. $78.62.
126.
So $78.62. I don't understand why people complain about underlaid exactas when every single day they can get massive overlays in the takeouts.
I mean, it forces you to handicap better versus doing although sometimes we do it all with 50 cents and getting paid nothing.
But no, you said this
$3 changes that, and $5 change it.
You said this on the show the other day, Ciaran. It's super, super important. The 15% takeout makes a difference because if this bet is 23%, it's not going to pay. It's probably going to pay the same as the parlay or maybe even less.
Yes,
because your dollar is worth so much less.
Player friendly, and if we juice the pools, the tracks will keep doing them because they're going to get higher betting numbers, even though they're getting less off the top, but they're making more money and they're making us gamblers happy. Bringing more people in, more churn. You win, you spend more. So
right. So
win-win for everyone.
What do you think this double pool was today?
I'm gonna go low, so it could be 110.
191.
Oh, really? Even with Queen Mac, what was the pick 3 pool then? Wow.
Well, we're gonna do the pick 3 now.
Because I thought the fact that we had Queen Maxima, a lot of people would have sidestepped it.
276,000 in the pick 3.
Wow.
The word's getting out, man. These bets. If you're not betting these bets, you hate money.
I mean, my name is California pick 4, but my bets now are the early pick 5, all the low takeouts. I mean,
all right. Let's do the want to do a double?
What was the all turf pool, Frank?
unfortunately on ExpressBet, I have to go to a different screen, but let's do the double first.
All right.
Calculate a $5 win parlay with horses that paid 10 something. What is it?
1040.
Yeah, and
720.
$5 win parlay. Okay. So double. I like to write things down. I'm old school. 90. So the parlay paid 93.
And we got paid 105. Low takeout is where it is. I mean,
yeah,
when
it's right when it's an obvious sequence, it always pays more. Not a lot more, but it still always pays more. Where you really start to see the difference is when we hit like little fuzzy ones, and it pays like 50% more. You know.
I mean, the other day, I think you hit a pick 3, Frank, and it paid like $600 or $700, and the normal parlay was like 320 or something. Yep. Like it was like almost 100% plus.
Ridiculous. I don't get it. I mean, like this is like this. I say that it's like this is better than the old days.
Oh no, and we get to see it now. We have more information. We get to see where all the money's going in and out of these pools because it's late. Like it'd be one thing if it was like the early double and the early pick 3 because we couldn't get some information. But late, we can see who's betting in and out of these things. We can see the action. Yeah. Welcome the action. Let them gamble. We can low takeouts, even the playing field.
Look, Ciaran, look, the DTL crew are smart. They're sophisticated. They're savvy bettors who are price sensitive. They don't want to feel like their money is not in good or they don't have an edge, right? So that's what this show is all about. We're using the sophisticated money in the pools to inform our decision. We saw what the 11 was doing in the multis, and you made the case about the Berrios and whatever. The horse didn't win, but that horse outran her odds and finished third. So we had to use it based on that information.
And we've talked about just getting a win bet. We've got people who like betting. Like there's people who only bet tries and exactas, and that's their thing. And we'll be like, hey, this horse always ends up in the money, or this horse and this price. There's money to be made if you use the information and you watch what the boards are doing.
Nice work, Ciaran. Congrats to all Mr. All Turf Pick 3. Play it again. Come on. Actually, play it at the end of the show. Let me go through the comments.
All right.
I do want you to play it again, though, because it's awesome. But let me go through the rest of the comments. Jeff, glad to hit. Been a bit. Yeah, good for you, Jeff, man. You know what? You've been a real loyal follower, and we really appreciate all your support. Go Crusaders. Nice work to John Blassie. Good job, buddy. Little football info. San Fran wins. That's our man, Chris Babcock. He's doing the radio broadcast. He's usually on the show. Obviously, he couldn't do it. Go Pats. Okay. You guys are juicing the pools. And then here, John, Tobias, Ciaran, Frank. Happy.
These are the best pools to juice. They're great.
You know what? It feels invigorating.
Yes.
When I used to go back in like 15 years ago, I would walk into the racetrack and go, this is my opportunity. Like, I'm going to walk out of here with money. That's back in the dollar pick 3s, the dollar pick 4s. What the money was not nearly as sophisticated, and it was great. And then every year, lower minimums.
And it made sense. And people argued like, well, you want the average bettor to get in, but you're like, that ended up screwing you in the long term. Cause then you were like, well, usually I'd only use 6 and 7 in this race, but now I'm going to use 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And everyone would do that. Everyone would do that.
Because you could buy races. You could buy races. And that's, so this is like a shot in the arm. Like, I'm so excited to do these shows, so excited to handicap. Well, I think we've covered it all.
We have.
I'm going to let Ciaran take us out with a promo that is still true, even after today's show. Good job, man. You did awesome today. We both did. We all did. Everything was great.
We handicapped correctly, and then you had us, we did the all bet, but we came back and we pressed it because we weren't getting paid enough. And we spent $70 and the community ticket we made $210. So I mean, we tripled our money. we've got ammo for our next show.
I know. Yeah.
Which
And
is-
hey, no Turfway. No, nothing.
I've given up on that. No more. No. Yeah, this is what happens when I go there. This is my handicapping.
He's talking about it on the show. Ciaran's like, community pools. I'm probably gonna play Turfway tonight. Maybe I said, don't you use the
and then
community money?
there's
I
11
get a
horses
text
in the
later
race.
that night. Oh, sorry, man.
There's 11 horses in the race, and I'm like, well, there's a 1-9, and then I'm like, I'm not going to use the 39-1 horse, and that's the one that wins.
That's the one that wins. It's roulette.
In the
really.
shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains, where champions are forged in fire and thunder, one name echoes across racing. From the claiming
tried to
ranks
get off.
rises a force no one saw coming. Unrelenting, unbreakable, defying every odd, every rival, every doubt. This winter at Santa Anita, the impossible becomes destiny. He is Ciaran, the king of the all-turf Pick 3. In the
I love it. Thanks for watching, everybody. On behalf of the king of the all-turf Pick 3. No, leave that up. Leave that up. It'll freeze when we put it on Twitter. Put that back up.
Oh, there
In
we
fact,
go.
you know what? I'm going to make a little banner. Hold on. I'm going to make a little banner. Create a banner.
I mean, it even put the green suit with the glasses.
No, it looks just
like
right
I always
here.
do.
It's amazing. And what did you use Grok for that? What did you use?
Grok. It's the only AI to use. Best one there is.
Ciaran Thornton.
So
King.
while you're typing that, Frank, we got special racing. We're back on Thursday, right? Is our next show because we got bonus racing on Thursday.
Yeah, I think we should do it because there's nothing much going on. I don't know if it'll be an official Santa Anita show or not, but we'll keep you guys posted. Let me make sure. You happy with that?
Yep.
You like that?
2 in a row. I guess that is a win the way it was.
Yeah.
And
What are
we
you
got-
talking about? Absolutely.
And then I'm looking at the weather forecast, Frank. We got rained out to start the year, and I was trying to get some comparable stats from last year. People probably forgot. This weekend last year, the entire weekend got washed out with the rain. So, but this upcoming week, this is why we live in California.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been great this weekend. Are we looking at? We're okay.
Oh, the next 10 days, sunny.
Beautiful.
Like, I mean, we're not for the next week. Fantastic weather. So we're going to see. You're going to see a lot of trainers, I think. I mean, they probably started drawing the cards, but we're going to see some great turf racing, I think, next week.
Let's run while the weather's good.
They have to. Like, they know the weather's coming in. They got to get the horses some races in. So we're going to see some good racing. All right.
Well, I'll say it again. On behalf of the king of the all-turf Pick 3, Ciaran Thornton, I am Frank Scattoni. You are the DTL crew. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you on Thursday.
We did it!
Unbelievable.